Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan. Samantha, our producer here. Butler's in the other room looking at, man, we lost another firefish.
Another one?
Another one. We have an epidemic in there. I've been washing my...
Have you seen spots? Sean said, has the fish have any spots on them?
Covered in spots.
No,
I mean, more spots than I've ever seen in my life.
I said I can't see anything, so I can't, I wouldn't know.
God damn it, I forgot Samantha's mic again.
I got spots.
I put spots everywhere. I told him, I looked in there and I was like, well, this is weird. And like, while I'm looking at these fish's spots, let me wash my flaming hot Cheeto fingers in the tank. And I did that. Yeah. And
I said we filled the tank with Mountain Dew, and fish love it.
Yeah, they drink it.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. We go in there, the fish get so amped up on the caffeine, they jump out of the tank and run down the street.
Yeah. They put on tiny jean shorts.
Yeah, they really do. They yell, "Go Gators," at the top of their... You know, we have a guest on the line, and let's jump into this now because this is really, really cool. Yeah. I was outside, and I'm going to try and pull up these photos so we can share it with our audience that's watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, or YouTube. Always find the replay. Just search Tom and Dan Live. But my daughter was out. We were planting some new seeds because we're doing this pretty extravagant herb garden deal on the side of my house, and it is amazing.
Yeah, so basically, Joe is one of our new advertisers, and how this came about is like, you know, when the whole pandemic happened, a lot of people went into gardening.
Yeah,
you
did.
I took up gardening. I took out my old hydroponics tower that's all moldy.
Oh, yeah, it's gross.
And anyway, so...
There were fish with spots all in it.
And then other people have done it, and then we have the BDM Growers and Showers group. If you're into gardening, that's a cool group to be into. Anyway, then actually our buddy Sam Cargill.
Oh, man, I love me some Sam. Sam's been one of our listeners for at least 11 years, about as long as we've done the show.
Oh, yeah.
I've known him for 20, I want to say, just from radio.
Great guy. And Sam has this neighbor, Joe, and Sam told me, he's like, he emailed us. He's like, hey, my buddy Joe builds these unbelievable hydroponics.
But they're fully custom.
Yeah,
That's
custom
the
hydroponics.
Thing. Like, how big do you want? How small do you want? What area do you have to work with? He can fit you basically into what's your budget. You know, what do you want to grow? He can do all of that.
And so then Joe emailed me, and then we started talking back and forth. We started talking plants. Then he showed me what he does in these custom-built hydroponic systems. He went and built one in Travis's house, and in your
Travis has an update.
Well, whatever. Oh, God. I
He
knew he was
blew
going to ruin
it. Is Joe, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Joe, this is Joe. This is our buddy Joe, Joe Nash, and he helps us out with, and he's going to be working with us for a minute.
Yeah, you go to OrlandoHydroponics.com, and we'll talk about some other stuff Joe does, solar and other things. But
I think Butler got a little baloney.
Oh, God.
And then he mixed the nutrients wrong.
No, I know it.
I think he killed everything last night before the interview.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's Joe. We're good. I think the Epsom salt may have shocked a lot of the plants. They were bouncing back. I had to let it run for 24 hours. They all look.
Joe,
like
he didn't use Epsom salt. Joe, he said he thought you meant extra salt. And then much like my father with a hamburger, he went out there and he just salted them crazy. Shooting them with his bug of salt. He's salting them good, man.
He loves salt.
And is it or is it not true that the only thing that's still alive are your cucumbers, your big dumb cucumbers?
Oh, the cucumbers loved the Epsom salt.
All right, so Joe, good to have you on the show today. And you got a cool story about how you started this. So let's talk about that. How'd you get into hydroponics?
Well, I've always been into plants. I used to own a palm tree nursery years ago. And, we moved into a nice residential neighborhood with not a very big yard to be close to mom. And I'm like, I really need a garden. I like to go outside with a colander every night and go get some dinner. And there's just not a lot of space in a typical subdivision. So it's like, okay, what are my problems? I don't have a lot of space. If we go somewhere, I don't want to have everything, die and shrivel up because I'm gone for a week, with watering it. And I created a vertical space, a nice hydroponic unit. And, next thing you know, neighbors are walking by. What is that? My God, look at all this wonderful food. And, now 12 neighbors have it, and Sam and everybody else. And, it's a solution. It's an urban solution to fresh food. It's done in you can do it in a very organic way. And it's really easy. Everything's automated. It takes care of itself.
That's what I need. Tom gave me a stinky old tomato plant that doesn't even produce tomatoes. And it's dying crazy.
You got the Tom gardeners, and then you got the Joe
I should have went
gardeners.
with Joe.
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you haven't even seen my setup yet, because I started, with my space. Primarily, I can do like some lettuces and a lot of herbs, but I make a lot of sauces, so herbs are where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, last night we did.
Joe built one on your front porch.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
How big is it, do you think?
Joe, you would know because you built it, but I mean, first of all, you wouldn't really know it's there.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to hear it. It's also going to put you to sleep. It's so peaceful. I sit out there and I have a White Claw and I just hide from my family.
Yeah. Just hear the trickling water.
Oh, it's the best. Joe, how big is my unit? Oh, sorry.
You've got about 20 feet of grow space in a 5-foot area.
It's
5
like that
foot
door,
by 2 foot area.
But like where the Streamline logo is, it's about that tall. And
it just zigzags back and forth.
But it's so like efficient. Like the way he designed it, it's extremely efficient. Maisie loves it. We were out there last night. We did cilantro, basil, parsley. Oh God, and like 6 other like crazy herbs that and they're starting.
Yeah.
She's real active in doing it. It's fun, man. Really, really fun.
And Joe, kind of describe to the audience exactly how these things work.
Well, you've got a tank that has your nutrients, and the nutrients are constantly recycled throughout the unit. Everybody's getting the constant amount of water. It's on a timer. It turns on about 8 o'clock in the morning and shuts off 7, 8 o'clock at night. Plants don't need any water at night, other than what they've got in the roots, because they're not getting any sun. And you fill up, depending on what you're growing, fill up the solution tank once, twice a week, and leave it alone. Let it do its thing.
Yes,
and,
this is what I need.
Growing things
it's
hydroponically.
Gardening done easy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And Andrea, being the nerd, like she's always out there because you have like a little pH meter deal and you test it. And then she's like, well, we got to, this is looking good. And then she's moving because the way it's designed is extremely simple to flip a couple of little pieces of PVC and well up some water in an area or let it flow down another area. If you've got some things that are seeding up at the top, like I have at the top, I put some water there and got them going. So probably about tomorrow, I'll be able to throw some new bigger plants in my upper area and start growing some more herbs.
Yeah.
But it's super easy. Like obviously it's easy enough for my kid to do it,
And Joe, let me ask you this question, because I enjoy gardening and hold on.
Oh my
God.
Oh.
God.
When he starts thinking about gardening, his COVID-19 comes out.
I was hammering my smoothie in the way here as fast as possible, and then I got here.
I know what that means. Yeah. Hard to do that. Mine, I was hammering my bumpy in traffic. And man, it's disgusting.
So, with gardening,
Joe, this was a bad idea.
I like when you tell people you're growing your own vegetables, they immediately, like for whatever reason, like think that you're an end of the world prepper or something. That is some extreme notion that you're gardening. They're like, what are you waiting for? You think it's the end of the world? You're gonna live on? And it's like, no.
I just like fresh vegetables that taste as good as the tomato that you gave me from your hydroponic unit.
And so a lot of it to me was the enjoyment of watching, and also like I have 2 young boys.
Yeah, it's an experiment, for Christ's sake, that you can eat.
And teaching them how plants grow and how they, fruit, and if they need to be, pollinated, and how the bees pollinate, and then like teaching them, and also being able to eat the vegetables that you grow. Not only like it's not even about a saving money thing. It's about eating a tomato or whatever, a cucumber that you grew yourself, and then the enjoyment level. Not only because it tastes better, but for whatever reason, it's kind of like, hunters tell you that like eating fish or deer that they killed themselves like tastes better. Yeah. I think there's like a psychology behind like I grew this and now I'm eating it. and like the psychology of that is like heightened, like it's a heightened enjoyment of eating. Also, the actual vegetables taste 10 times better than you buy at the store, and there's science behind that, right, Joe?
Absolutely. Every time me and my wife were at the grocery store and we, walk by romaine, and it's like kind of that snicker. It's like, how many romaine recalls have there been? And they're irrigating the crops with feces. It's like, no wonder people are getting sick. It's like, I know what's in my food, and I kind of like it that way.
Yeah. And then why when I ate the tomatoes or jalapenos that I grew, why do they is it just me thinking that they taste better, or like on the Growers and Showers BDM page, like a bunch of people
We're not pooping on your vegetables, Tom.
Well, they were like, they actually taste better because they're like no preservatives, the shipping, a lot of times you're eating vegetables from they spray down, you're eating them, I don't know how many days later after they've harvested them, a week later or whatever. But it's actually true that the vegetables taste better, right?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of the nutrients are lost in shipping just in the matter of, 3 or 4 days. I mean, the freshest produce that you're getting at the store has been harvested days ago. And when it's going farm to fork in 5 minutes, God, you bite into a pepper, that you've just cut. There's nothing like it. Same thing with cucumbers and lettuce. It's just absolutely amazing.
Okay, here's my setup. I put it on the screen for you guys here in the studio to see. Yeah. Maisie did basil, rosemary, parsley, lavender, chives, and arugula. And then Andrea did, you can tell the difference in better handwriting. Maisie writes she writes like you.
It's pretty good for 5.
Yeah,
sage, dill, mint.
Really bad for 38.
Cilantro, thyme. I mean, I got so much stuff I'm like a kid in a candy store when it comes to spicing up my food, man.
Yeah. And Joe, how much faster, because I've noticed this too, for messing around with hydroponics compared to soil, it seems like hydroponics grow more than double as fast, like almost triple as fast as it would in soil. Do you know the growth rate difference?
It is. It's double to triple. It'll vary from plants, but it is easily double to triple. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is, look, if I'm a plant, I need water, I need nutrients, I need sunlight. And a plant that's in the ground is going to invest a lot of its energy into developing a root structure so that it can support all of the vegetative growth. When the plant realizes, hey, man, I'm getting unlimited water and nutrients with very little roots, I don't have to do this. All of that growth goes into, fruiting or vegetation.
So basically, the plant realizes
that is cool, right? It's even cooler when you're high and doing it.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Then you're like, I'm a god. I'm a plant god.
Yeah. And seeing the roots, and so basically, I'm talking about how your hydroponic systems work. There's a pump that pumps up the nutrients and the water from the reservoir tank, and then it basically goes down a series of troughs. Like zigzag back and forth to save space. And then in those troughs, there's the plants, and then the root system grows into the water, and basically from the water just constantly recycling up and down.
Yeah, it's always nutrient rich.
There's a whole episode on that new Zac Efron show on Netflix about this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the first time I actually saw it on the walls that. I'm like, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
So, Joe, can you explain how your business works, OrlandoHydroponics.com? If someone wants one of these systems in their backyard or maybe in their apartment, I mean, what's
restaurant, business, whatever you want.
What's the limitations to where these systems can be put?
The main limitation is really sunlight. All of these units are outdoors. To grow things that are going to especially produce fruit. You're going to need a decent amount of sunshine. If you want to do, herbs and greens, we may be able to get away with a little bit less. So, long story short, you call me up, I come out, what do you have in mind? What ideas do you have? How big do you want it? And then we figure out what the best place in the yard to put it is, because, regardless of how functional it is or, how good it looks, if it's not placed in an area that it's going to do well, then there's no point in doing it. So, we do a site evaluation. We see what's possible. I get a feel for what your aesthetic preferences are. I try to make the unit so that it's going to blend into your environment and not just be functional, but look really good as well. And I design something, figure out what your budget is, and we rock it out.
Yeah, like my unit, you would never really Butler's, they're all custom. So Butler, he had I think a little too much sun. So he actually has a sunshade over his. Mine, I have limited sun, which is why I'm having to concentrate more on, my herbs and stuff like that, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But my unit, he even matched the colors. Joe matched everything up. You don't really notice
it blends into the side of your front porch.
You don't
it's
even know.
It's really cool.
You don't even notice it, man. It's incredible. And the chat room is kind of blowing up with people that are like, oh, I need to do this. I have a perfect spot for that. You're definitely worth a call to try it, because the fruit, or like that tomato that you gave me on those hamburgers.
It's ridiculously good.
It's ridiculously good.
Yeah. And like I said, this is more about and I like it because of teaching the kids, growing something yourself,
eating. Activity. We were out there last night. Joe, you'd be very proud of
hobby,
us. We were out there last night as a family, and while the ladies were checking the pH, I was sitting in a chair listening to punk rock and drinking White Claw.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal activity for the girls to do while I sit like a king.
And so, Joe, what would you say the best, if you wanted one of these systems in your house, or you didn't know if you had the right space for it or whatever, it's go to your website and just give you a call? Because what's also cool, Joe, and what I like about what you offer is you offer your clients, if they have any problems or have any questions, they can call you, and you kind of offer this personalized customer support, which, you could buy hydroponic systems online all day long, but you're going to be watching endless YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem that's not specific,
you're going to ruin
YouTube,
a lot of stuff like I did.
Yeah.
You saved my butt twice.
Yeah.
I've already had to call Joe twice.
So just being able to call Joe and knowing that he's local is cool to me. But what's the best way to start the process?
Just give me a phone call. That's the easiest way. And, we'll do a site visit, figure out, again, what you want, and make it happen. And, the thing is, everybody's, gardening ability, there's a huge chasm between somebody that's just a novice gardener and an experienced gardener. And the beautiful thing is, somebody can shoot me a picture of what's going on in a text message, and I can get back with them in a couple minutes and, offer some advice on what the best thing to do is. And what I've seen with most of my customers is that, for the first couple weeks, it's, it may be a text every day. Hey, what's going on? And then, after 2 months, it's like the training wheels are off. It's very rare I hear from anybody. And, the way I've got it set up, look, hydroponics can get very elaborate. I mean, everybody's seen some really crazy systems and, bucket systems and systems that don't look very nice, and they're just not very practical for, most homeowners. And, this takes care of a lot of the complexity of it, and it makes it easy. Nobody wants to do something that they're not likely to get the results they anticipate. And between the design and my help, everybody's cranking this.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, speaking of that, I've had some problems with my garden. One being that I had a whitefly problem, and it got out of control to the point where
well, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of entitlement within the whiteflies right now. I mean, whitefly privilege is a real thing, man.
Yeah.
I went out there and I was like, "What the hell?" And then
we belong here. This is our plant.
I slapped the
or chopped.
And then
these plants were not grown on the backs of any other culture, only us.
It was like the mummy returns.
Oh no, the bad CGI of a sandstorm.
Of white flies.
Is that Dwayne Johnson?
And then I started spraying poison and urinating.
In circles at the same time?
Well, there was a thing
poison
online.
in the front, urine in the back. He's tucking it and he's swirling around.
And then I got
some sort of satanic ritual.
I got these squiggly lines all everywhere, and I think they're like little parasitic.
Those are locusts.
Leaf. What are they called, Joe?
They're like little leaf miners, little caterpillars get in there.
I got leaf miners everywhere, white fly, crazy, root rot. That's a
root rot.
Yeah.
Root rot reggae.
It's reggae music. And it's because I don't have one of Joe's systems, but I'm gonna have as soon as my remodel.
All I ask,
I could do this.
All I ask is that everybody on the show except for you gets a system.
Hold on, I'm the one who started with.
He's already given me his disease plan.
Yeah, Joe, he's done. He's out of the plant game.
No.
He was making fun of his.
I was gonna get the system first, and then the stupid remodel.
I'm gonna bust this wide open. The chat. By the way, expect some calls today because the chat.
I begrudgingly gave my system to Butler, and I was mad about it.
I know. And he's out of the plant game, Joe. That you're going to have enough to do. The chat room saying they want to get involved and they're going to be calling you, so you have that to do. No system for Tom.
What do you mean?
You're out of the plant game. You don't like it anymore. You're giving your plants away. You gave me a habanero yesterday, and then my daughter's like, why does Mr. Tom keep giving you all his crap?
Yes. Thank you, Maisie.
She didn't say crap, but she was like, another one? And I'm like, I like this. And she's just crapping on you.
I got more where that came out. I started propagating Joe crazy. Oh, which is another thing. Let's talk about that.
And don't forget, we want to touch on solar too, because he does that.
I know. And then I want to talk to you about if it's possible.
Is there a God, Joe?
Okay, first hold on.
He's the plant god.
Is it possible for a tomato to never fruit? Because I started propagating this one tomato plant, and I gave it to my mother-in-law, my mom, my neighbors, Samantha, a bunch of people.
This is just like when you were trying to get pregnant. Maybe there's no maters in the old Tom gun.
And everybody has it's tall. It doesn't do nothing.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
big for nothing.
Is it possible to have some sort of plant that
it's
can't
a bear and it
a
can't
mule.
even produce.
Yeah. The mule of tomato plants that it cannot fruit.
Tomulto.
I'm in some. I'm part of the Central Florida Gardening Group on Facebook, and a lot of people are struggling with tomatoes. It's not the time of year for them. There's a lot of heat right now.
Idiot.
And anything's right. possible. I mean, there's microclimates. Maybe just got a dud, man. I don't know.
Share the dud. Should have gone to Pyro Spot. No dud guarantee.
I got the dud. So, Joe, and then also, what can you grow out of your system? Like I know trees are they'll break.
I don't want to grow a tree.
But so what are the limitations? Obviously anything in the ground, carrots and onions, you need soil for those. But is it, go over the list of some things that can be put in your system.
There's people that'll tell you they can grow anything hydroponically, and maybe they can, but in these systems, and there's a nice list on OrlandoHydroponics.com of what you can grow, so this list is not all inclusive, and it could depend on what time of year, but tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, all of your herbs, tons of greens, mustard greens, kale, all kinds of varieties of lettuce. All those things do really, really well, and and we can even design a system to get them to do well together.
So I appreciate it, Joe. As soon as I'm done with my remodel, I'm going to give you a call, and we'll get one going in my yard.
Don't say that.
What do you mean?
What are you doing? We'll get one going.
I can put
come
this,
on over to Tom's house and we'll work one up.
I can put this inside my pool enclosure, right?
Absolutely. I've got a small unit out in my pool enclosure as well.
Okay, cool. So, then
that's what you need. White flies in the pool enclosure when you neglect. Jesus. You're not going to listen to Joe. You're going to have this thing pretty soon. It'll just be a river of sludge.
And Joe, plug the solar you do real quick too, if people are interested in that.
So the other part of my business is I'm a solar consultant. So I work with a couple different solar companies, and the one thing that a lot of people don't understand about solar is only part of your energy solution. There are a lot of more cost-effective ways to get your electric bill down to zero through a combination of solar and other efficiencies. And I work with companies that can do all that. So it's a very in-depth analysis. Again, it's a custom solution for you. You go to joedoessolar.com, give me a call. We'll start the process, start looking at some electric bills, start looking at what's possible from a production standpoint on a roof. And then we design you basically what I would do in my house with your circumstances. and got a lot of fabulous reviews. Very happy customers. It's the right way to approach an energy efficiency project.
Cool. Well, Joe, thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, man. We're stoked to be working with you, and I'll let you know when I start, making some sasses and getting my herbs collected.
Nice working with you guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
And if you need me to, I'll just go and get a Butler system and put it in my truck and take it back to my house.
I don't know if you'd know how to assemble it, but I'd like to see this happen.
Because he's going to ruin it.
First thing you're going to need to do to remove it is you're going to have to tie a ski rope to it and pull it away from the wall like you're pulling an old jail window out to rescue me. Like in Red Dead Redemption or something like that.
OrlandoHydroponics.com. Joe, we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Hey, take care, guys.
All right, man. See ya. That is our buddy Joe Nash from I always mess up the name.
It's LMNdevors.
I always want to just call it Endeavors.
Yeah, I know.
Like the shuttle.
But it's like the alphabet.
Yeah.
LMNdevors.
Yeah.
OrlandoHydroponics.com.
Or JoeDoesSolar.com.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Corporate Time. Whoa.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. What are you laughing about, buddy?
I'm already laughing.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Why are you laughing, bro?
Well, I'm laughing at the idea of him falling through his screen enclosure
it's gonna happen.
out of a cherry picker.
It's going to happen.
And then as his legs catch one of the beams,
he squeezes
ragdolls into the pool.
Yeah.
Well, you got to explain what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Well,
we talked about this off air.
Let's get there.
Yeah.
Nerds. Jack. Nerds. Jack. Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack.
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. How's it going, EJ?
What's going, guys? I'm joined from my pool that needs the screen enclosures fixed, which I could do in a day.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because EJ's, if you want to watch this,
I like the beard. I like the beard, EJ. You look good.
I like growing it, but the problem is it's too gray. I'm gonna cut it.
Color it before you cut it.
See what it looks
and
like?
I'll give you $100 if you jet black it like Chris Fisher.
I'm not a beard person, but I think you should keep the beard.
And get the stuff tonight.
No BS.
It is great.
It looks better.
Let me take off my wanting to make fun of EJ because it's so fun, but he knows how I feel about him. I think he's a great guy and a sweet person. It looks good on you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable enough.
It's nice not to shave.
It looks good.
I enjoy being lazy.
Yeah, and the gray edges out. He kind of has like a rustic. It looks handsome. You look nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just gonna trim up that hair, and you're good.
I'm still afraid to go to the doctor and get this
doctor.
horn in the.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the horn.
Right
I got 100 on the horn if you jet black that beard. What? You got 100 on the horn?
I got 100.
If you
all right,
jet
200
black,
on the horn.
If you jet black, I want it as black as you dye your. I want it as black as you dye your Mo wig.
Now, if I'm going 100, then it's got to be jet black beard, bleach blonde Mo wig.
Okay, blonde Mo wig.
Yeah.
Because his hair is almost like Mo. Like, no, we got a wide
I know,
guy.
it's getting long. I kind of like it long.
So anyway, back to your pool enclosure. So you're, if you want to see this, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Thank you. Nice.
And
that's
you-
bad. You got a skylight.
You've got some missing tiles, some screen tiles in your pool enclosure, and then you claimed, I got to screen my pool enclosure.
Which I would never think of doing myself.
And then you were like, I'm going to rent a cherry picker. Me, my brother, and my mom can do it in one.
Leave your mom alone.
They can do it in one day. And then I was like, wait, I highly doubt that. One day. And you're like, yeah 7 a.m., 7 p.m., I'll screen my entire pool enclosure.
EJ, you're my age. How old's your mom?
But the top, the hard part is the top. But the sides, I could do in like an hour and a half.
Well, like Granny gonna get in the bucket truck? Hold on, man. No offense to your mom.
Don't make your mom get in there.
Nah, dude, if you made your
my
mom...
Put it like this. I went to my mom's cabin, and all I did was work up there for my vacation. I sat by the lake for the morning, and the rest of the day I did work. Get off screen.
Help Granny get out of the bucket truck. Back me up, back me up. Throw Granny up a Gatorade Fierce. I'm parched up here, and I've got 60 more panels to do. Why are you being mean to your mom, man?
And so, I need to text Edson.
Quick, get the bucket truck down. Granny's got diarrhea from the taquitos.
So I want to text Eddie and see how much it costs to rescreen a pool enclosure. But I'm okay. How could it be worth? There's supplies. Like, how much does just a roll of screen cost?
I don't know.
The roll screen's about $60, depending on how wide it is and how long.
$60 for the whole pool enclosure?
Not for the whole pool enclosure. I think it's like 100 feet of it. So I need probably like maybe 2 rolls.
Okay.
To get it done.
$120.
You guys together working on any project is a disaster.
No, what, me?
Yeah, like
no, I would never try to do this.
But he sounds oddly like you do with any other project.
Yeah. No, because he's like me, overconfident,
But he also said, I think I need 2 rolls of what I think is 100. Like, you don't know anything.
And not like rescreening a pool enclosure is rocket science, but there is a technique to it.
I'm not good at it.
And the thing is, you pay for someone's experience. Like the guys that work with Edson Ez, that's all they do all day, every day. So guess what? They can do it fast as F, and they're doing it tight so that every panel's tight.
It won't fly out
and fast.
Gene screen machine.
You're gonna have a bunch of droopy panels or loose. Big loose panels.
Loose panel alert. Yep.
My mom was wanting to know which one of my friends went to the Rose Bowl with us.
What? What are you talking about?
Which one of my friends went I need his help.
Sorry.
Help me undroop these screens.
Right now. I got the fire alarm going off in my house. I got.
Are we bothering you for your segment?
Hold on.
Why is the fire alarm going off in your house? Did the screen fall in your house burning?
Yeah, EJ told us before the show started that his smoke alarm, his batteries are dead, but he's got a vaulted ceiling.
So it's just doing that random beep.
And
every 40 seconds.
And him and his wife are too afraid to climb the ladder because they're afraid of heights.
You'll love the bucket truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry.
And you say that you're gonna get in a bucket truck and go over your pool.
Can't turn off a fire detector or whatever smoke alarm.
It's different. It's a ladder versus that.
Yeah.
Like the ladder, it kind of bounces a little bit. With the bucket truck I've been on before, so it's not a big deal.
I want to bully myself for saying fire detector.
Yeah, you're up on a 15-foot ladder with a bed beneath you, or you're in a bucket truck and your mom is shaking you crazy.
She's really whacking you around
with the goddamn joysticks, and while your dodo brother screaming,
I got the screen! I got the screen!
Please film this.
And then you get fired out of the bucket truck, and then your legs are hitting the goddamn support beams, and you're ragdolling, and then you do that.
Don't forget, there's kids watching the whole time too.
Oh yeah. They're swimming now because
screen
because the guy that stopped them is dead.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, the next Canes game, they're pushing you out of the field.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And they're like,
this one's for Enos. Enos. Then they hand you the ball like Rudy, and you're in one of those wheelchairs. You're blowing into the wheelchair to make it move. They hand you the football. It falls out of your lap. You run over it with your wheelchair wheels. Everybody laughs. I know how this goes.
Yeah. They're patronizing you. They're like, look at them go.
Yeah, I know how this goes. The other team just puts their hands up.
They're making fun of your mohair.
Yeah, they come over. They're like, pull his hair up. He's got a unicorn horn.
All right. Anyway, what do we got first?
All of this we did in front of your son. All of this.
I know. He wasn't yelling. You
this
guys.
is what, like real. By the way,
you should have Legends of the Fall. Don't let my boy see.
Yeah, exactly.
And send him inside.
Because everybody knows real villains only embarrass people in front of their sons. Like that makes us the worst people in the world.
Yeah. The fact that your son was there, we amped it up to a 12.
I went harder than I've ever gone.
His son's watching. Get him good.
Yeah, get him good. Demoralizer.
Because so his son sits in his room and like, I guess my dad's not my hero.
This is like Hills. This is like exactly. It's terrible. Those guys sure were mean to my dad, and he did nothing. He did nothing. You know what? I need a new dad, a real dad, a tough dad.
Jeremy Shockey's got a big screen, all the panels. He's got the good ones that you can't even see through. All right.
Okay. We got it out of our system. I think we're good.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
What do we got
All right,
first
yeah.
here?
All right, let's start off with Jock, I guess. The Rock buys the XFL.
Yeah, we talked about that.
See that?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that yesterday, and well, I guess I'll see what happens. I mean, I was enjoying it before COVID.
The only thing we could come up with is maybe they foresee a situation where they could possibly do this during COVID times cheaper and like maybe in one field or like, I don't know, like, or that down, in the future, they could possibly resurrect this and it work. Third time's a charm. I have no idea. It's like it's failed twice. So I can't see that they foresee this as being a great business opportunity. It maybe just
maybe they're going to make a lot of changes and it'll be good.
Yeah.
Why did it fail the first two times?
Well, this time you got Dwayne Johnson, who's actually used to be a football player, and he's actually passionate about football.
Yeah,
instead of Vince McMahon, who just wanted to make money.
I don't think The Rock makes bad decisions a lot of the time. Like he's usually pretty selective.
Business partner, who is also his ex-wife, she's like extremely successful business-wise. I don't think she would buy that without having some kind of plan.
Yeah, I think like the worst thing he's done is act in the movie Doom. I think that's about right. Like I think, but everything else.
I didn't mind Doom.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I think he's made some pretty decent decisions.
Tooth Fairy. He was in Tooth Fairy.
But he was or it was the first one, and then Larry the Cable Guy was the second one, right?
Was that Pacifier or something?
I think that was Vin Diesel.
That was Vin Diesel.
Oh, okay.
Also a reggae band.
EJ, what do you think the reason why he would buy this with a group of investors? Is it just like, is it a gamble to see maybe if they could do something with it in the future, or do you think they're going to try to do something with it now?
Well, with The Rock, he is definitely interested in football. He used to play for the University of Miami. He ended up going to the Canadian Football League for a little while, but he never made it pro. And I think he still has that love of football, and he wants to like own something like that. I think he wants to be an NFL owner, but the chances of him ever becoming an NFL owner are slim to none. And him owning this league kind of is the closest thing to that. But I think it's a good investment because he's probably bought it really cheap, and if it fails again, he's not losing that much.
15 mil.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not even what he spent. He had investors and stuff, so he may be a couple million or whatever.
We don't even know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, maybe this could be connected to Under Armour too, right? Because he's got his claws in that.
Yeah.
And his particular versions of their athletic apparel seem to be doing quite well. So
yeah.
What else?
So, like a lot of athletes opt out of the NFL. They might find it be safer in the XFL to participate. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, if you like the NFL where there's rules, you're gonna love the XFL. There's no rules.
Yeah. Also, let's go to the less funded business. I'm sure they'll be safer. Like the NFL has unlimited money, so whether or not they're going to be safe, I mean, is yet to be seen. But
receiver was out of bounds, 5-yard penalty, and cough in his face.
The NFL can at least afford anything they want to do. If so,
well, here's the thing: is they certainly can pivot quick, right? I mean, you would imagine because they got the cash to do it.
They could throw $1 billion at anything,
right,
and not blink an eye. Next story.
Well, so we're talking about COVID. Matt Stafford tested positive.
Yep.
So your lookalike has the virus.
Yep, I heard about that. I mean, he'll be fine.
Doesn't he have his wife was dealing with brain cancer? He has to be really careful around her for sure.
Yes, I'm sure he is, and I'm sure they're they're dealing with that.
That's sad.
But all he'd have to do is quarantine for a couple weeks, and then then get back to it.
I was thinking about this, and not to be serious for a second, but I was thinking about being quarantined and then obviously I've heard of multiple people, even people I know, that have contracted COVID but then have an immune-compromised person that they live with, right?
Yeah.
So they go and they quarantine themselves, and I was just thinking about my anxiety if I had to do that, and let's say Andrea, my wife, or my daughter were immune-compromised. It would be very weird to... like they say 14 days or whatever, then you're testing. I think still in the back of my mind, I'd be like, oh, man, can I give it an extra 14? You know what I mean? Like, I'd be so nervous about getting back into
That's why I didn't stop at any hotels. I drove straight through to Wisconsin and straight back. because I just don't trust them to clean the room good enough for me not to catch it with my son with me.
Yeah,
so I just go straight through.
I get it. And I was worried about you, though, because he's like, I'll be fine. The weather. He's driving through the weather, and he's like, I got Tom and Doug to listen to. And I'm like, come on, man. I'm being serious. I care about you. I don't want you getting sleep deprived and driving up the mountain.
Stop at that Atlanta strip club and get those wings. They were worth breaking quarantine for.
Oh, I heard they're good.
EJ, I like how you're like, I'm not going to take the chance of stopping at a hotel. What if I get COVID?
So sleepy.
I'm going to drive straight to Wisconsin, tired as balls.
Right off a mountain.
Also, you go to open mics and bars. I'm pretty sure that's...
I stopped going to open mics.
He hasn't done nothing.
I'm 100% positive that statistically the likelihood of you crashing your car and injuring yourself and your family way higher.
Well, it's an irrational. The whole thing. Daniel agrees with the statement because it makes no sense. I 100% agree with him driving sleep deprived with his son in the car over staying at a hotel.
I'm not staying at a hotel. Nodding off. You're going 80 miles an hour.
Through.
He's in control. I support you, EJ.
This is safe.
I had Mountain Dew. I was listening to Tom and Dan and Hardcore History. I was listening to Supernova in the East.
It was a
good trip. I had a good time.
I understand, but you see what I'm saying. You're more dangerous than anyone. So what else we got?
Well, then we also got to talk about St. Louis Cardinals. More of their players have tested positive for COVID-19, so it looks like their season might be done.
Well, not necessarily. They just can bring backup players, and then once those once those players go through their 14 days, they get back to playing.
Yeah, but then you're losing those 14 games that out of the 60. That's a quarter of the games you're losing almost.
Well, not necessarily losing. You still got. I mean, because it's not like you're bringing in meat. We got no one. But get that fat slob in the stands.
But there's a reason why they're starting. They're the better players, and the reason why these people are backups is because they're not as good as the other ones. So. Yeah, you're playing the odds. You're not going to have the best players.
Yes, but EJ, and I've talked about this, and I've listened to like professional gamblers talk about this, and the difference, and EJ, you know this, between like a starter and a backup could be so slight that first of all, we'd probably never even notice as fans, but you're talking about, the ability to maybe the starter just caught every ball and then the backup dropped the ball by mistake or whatever. They're so is a step slower or a half an inch shorter. Like when you get to the highest echelon of these professional leagues, it's small differences.
So you think they'd actually be okay, get their starters back, and then continue the season?
Well, yeah. But also, you bring in backups; they're not going to be horrible. I mean, they're going to be a little less than the starter, but there's not gigantic. Now you got your ultra superstars, obviously, and the differences in those guys may be a little more vast.
Where would you be in the podcasting league?
Okay, counterpoint. I was a backup, and Jeremy Shockey was a starter. Look at the difference in abilities there.
Well, Kellen Winslow was his.
Would have been his.
Was his backup too at the time? Some of it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. No, I understand, but
you're a backup.
But that's in college. What I'm saying, when you get to the pros, like the guys that are maybe. In baseball, you got the guys that are in the AAA or whatever. What's the one league or the AA?
Minor league.
Minor league, whatever. Those guys, they're always on the precipice of being able to jump into the major league. And also, you see guys in NFL practice squads and stuff, and we've seen it before. Running backs get into the game and end up doing fine, and you're like, where did this guy come from?
It's happened in soccer all the time, where you call up a guy that's unheard of, just wants to prove himself, gets on the field and does well.
All these guys are real close to each other, I think they'll be fine. I think the way they're doing it, it's not necessarily even if a bunch of your starters are out for a couple weeks, it doesn't throw your season away,
But what I'm saying is there's only 60 games, and if they're out for 2 weeks, that's 14 games. That's a quarter of your season. And with this shortened season, 14 games is a lot of games you can miss. And if you lose all 14 of those, that's almost – to make the playoffs, you have to go at least 500. You have to be above 500. that makes it almost impossible to do.
Well, it's not a guarantee that they're going to lose all the 14 games, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like
it depends on how your pitching does and how your bats are for the bad pitchers or whatever.
I've been watching a hell of a lot of baseball. My God,
Have you guys tried to sign up as virtual fans?
I want to. I watched it again last night. I watched the Braves and the Mets. I didn't know that. Oh God, who's the pitcher for the Mets? Who's the best in baseball right now?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
It's like
I'm not really good.
Somebody will know, but hey, he's from DeLand. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went to Calvary Christian, and then he went to Stetson, which is in my hometown, and then went to the Mets, and he is he's good. Watching those guys and how they break down the mechanics of winging a ball like that, it's kind of kind of amazing. So I'm kind of getting into baseball.
Speed and control. That's the big thing for pitchers in the Major League Baseball now.
DeGrom. Yeah.
DeGrom? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy.
I only know like Bumgarner.
He's a beast, and to know he's from my hometown is it's weird when you're watching somebody like that's that big of a deal in their sport. You're kind of like, yeah, that's weird, right? Mm-hmm. It's like he drove around this. He went to the same Arby's I went. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Let's go to
Nerd.
Nerd. Yeah, let's go to Nerd.
Sometimes when you and I both have voice problems, either we're recording a lot or I start to think that Samantha's finally put the right amount of poison in here, and we just fall over, and then she'll be like, hello, come in Radio Tokyo. I don't know. She's taking over the studio.
Well, my daughter wants to go in the pool. She just keeps on banging on the screen door.
Why don't you discipline your kids a little bit and tell them that Daddy's doing his...
This is Daddy's time.
Yeah,
leave it alone.
Daddy's doing his comedy segment.
He's getting bullied by some radio douchebags.
My God, you're sweaty as hell, EJ.
It's hot out here.
He's sitting out in the blazing sun.
Well, my wife said, put a shirt on. I wasn't going to go shirtless.
Do shirtless.
Shirtless.
Let me see those.
Shirtless with a beard.
Let me see them biddies.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
look at it.
My God. Hold on.
We're going to get censored on Twitch.
If you look, he has Baby Yoda on his chest.
No, he doesn't.
See the ears? See the ears?
Yeah.
You do. You have Baby Yoda. Shave Baby Yoda in your chest. I got 100 on that. And then I got another 100 if you bleach your mo wig.
Cut symbol. Put your shirt back on.
You need a bleached mo wig. Baby Yoda.
Here, let's pan up. So we'll get the screen towel instead.
Oh, my God. You look like Chevy Chase fell through the screen.
What do we got for Nerd?
All right. Yesterday when I got back to Orlando, I had to wait for my wife to get back from Tampa because I didn't have keys to get in the house.
Oh my
God! You're becoming Tom. You're becoming Tom.
You're orb crazy,
I watched
sir.
all of Umbrella Academy season 2 yesterday, which is fantastic. If you guys get a chance, watch it. It came out last Friday.
I'm working on it. I actually just started the first season on Sunday because I'd never watched it. I like it.
Oh, Klaus is fantastic on it. You'll love him.
I do like Klaus.
Yeah.
So the Umbrella Academy is like
I don't need to go to that. I know how to use an umbrella. You gotta be an idiot to have to go to that. Stupid.
It's
based on a comic book written by Jared Way.
Gerard.
Yeah.
He's from
the
My
singer.
Chemical
What is he
Romance.
from, Samantha?
My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance. He actually wrote a really good show. It's basically like X-Men, kind of.
He's been doing comics and stuff for a long
time. Yeah.
So
it's definitely X-Men, but it's good.
But that's kind of the concept is one guy collects these like mutants or whatever, and then
babies, and then they end up having special powers.
Yeah, and then
all these kids are born on the same day in 1989, and they were a miraculous pregnancy. Like they were not pregnant the day before, and then they had the kids, and he bought all these kids.
Yeah.
And then he was raising.
If I tried to do that, I'd go to jail. You know, like if I was going around the world,
he's an eccentric billionaire. So
I'm going around the world just scooping up all my favorite kids and just buying them, and then next thing you know, I'm in jail. But it's cool if this guy does it.
Yeah. Eccentric billionaire buys a bunch of kids.
And
I've seen that before.
I've seen that one.
And if you explain it to people,
and what Angelina Jolie did.
Yeah, if you're like, it's not what you think, I'm gonna help them harness their powers. They're like, yeah, we know you are.
I'm going to more Epstein. EJ.
I was actually going more Michael Jackson.
The old Epstein's old girlfriend or whatever the hell that lady
Elaine
is.
Maxwell.
Yeah,
She must have known they're coming to get her, right? Like,
Oh, yeah, she was in hiding for a while, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Didn't hide
You don't
that
watch
well.
the news?
No, I saw they got her, but like I didn't realize like she
What
was
if
in the
Michael-
United States, right?
Yeah, she was. New Hampshire.
Like you'd think she'd be like, I gotta get out of here. Like
I think she was kind of bouncing around, and they just happened to
she was
catch
on
up
the
with
moon.
her.
Oh, yeah.
What if Michael Jackson was Professor X?
He wanted to be. That was one of the stories I have that
You know?
Michael Jackson like campaigned to be Professor X.
What if
after
he's
he was,
like
Captain EO?
What if he's like, bring me the kid that has the powers to keep out the wet bandits? And then Macaulay Culkin's powers are that he can engineer crudely sort of MacGyver-y traps for douchebag burglars.
Or bring me the kid that was the Frog Brothers and he could fight vampires, but he also is in a horrible band with a bunch of girls that he like abuses.
Oh my God, I'm having a moment. Tom, you and I in podcasting, our bodies, the way that we act, we are the wet bandits.
What do you mean?
I'm Joe Pesci and you're the other guy.
Marv.
That's us. I swear to God, it's Pesci and Marv right again. We need to do a Christmas shirt.
Oh.
We need to Pabone. Where's Pabone? That's
Pesci
our
and Marv.
Christmas shirt. That's our Christmas shirt.
Oh, I blowtorch your head. That was gonna hurt.
And you got an iron face.
With a baseball bat with a tarantula on your chest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our Christmas shirt. We're gonna, if we start working on that now, we'll have it ready for Christmas.
And then
You got to have the iron print on Tom's face.
Yeah.
Blowtorched
My
beanie.
head.
Yeah.
The feathers from the pillow.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And Butler's Donald Trump, part 2. Lost in New York.
You know what I don't do when I slowly put my foot down on some Christmas bulbs? Then put the other foot down and stomp.
You gotta get in there.
Yeah, but once I start feeling them, I'm like, what's that? And then I brush them away with my feet. I don't just step on them hard.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, and then step on the other and then stomp. I'm just saying.
I feel like you would do that, Tom, because I see you stomp through everything.
Yeah.
They made a lot of mistakes.
You know what bothered me?
I see what you did there.
Well, you know what bothered me? And I think this happened a couple of years ago. And EJ, we'll continue, but I just got to get this out. When I found out that they actually made the movie where the fake gangster says, keep the change, you filthy animals, when I realized that when somebody told me, you realize that's not a real movie.
Oh.
It's not.
Oh, hold on.
It was for...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You blew his mind.
Just realized.
They made that for the movie. It hurt the movie for me. It hurt the movie for me. It made me bad.
I thought that was Gone with the Wind. I don't know.
Other people are saying that we should go as that for Halloween. Dude, I mean, when we shake out of this COVID thing, that we could win some money. You grow back your Marv beard, I'll shave, and I'll be, burned Pesci and your Iron Face. And, dude, I'm telling you, we would crush as the Wet Bandits.
I agree.
We are the Wet Bandits.
And then Butler, he's the old man with the snow shovel.
Yeah. It's like, I misunderstood.
He's more like Buzz.
I just want to give you Christmas cheer.
Oh,
he's not fat enough to be Buzz.
kid.
Now,
Yeah.
Fat Butler would be a
Right.
great Buzz.
Fat Butler's Buzz.
We got to get him eating some cookies.
Well, he bought them.
He does got a bunch of cookies in there.
The problem is he comes here, he eats cookies, then he goes home and his wife makes him work out and he's doing wheatgrass shots and yoga in the park.
Yeah.
What else? Doing yard work and tooting. Yeah.
What else you got?
The other story I have is Amazon is going to do the prequel series for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It seems like they spent like $250 million to buy the rights, and they're going to be like 20 episodes, and it's going to be like they're putting a lot of money into it.
So,
which of course it's Amazon, so they got tons of money.
It's just a Lord of the Rings series.
It's a prequel, it's prior to The Hobbit. It looks like.
Oh my God! What? How many prequels do we need? Because The Hobbit was a prequel to The Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Now we're getting a prequel to that. Enough.
Why not just? Why do you have to call it a prequel? Just make a thing and just
come up with a new story.
Yeah, I think you almost, by calling it a prequel, you set expectations. Just write whatever the story is. Just produce that. Like even The Hobbit. Don't say it's a prequel. Just make it.
Yeah, but
The Hobbit came out first, really, in the books, and then Lord of the Rings came out later. So It really wasn't a prequel. It's just a prequel because Jackson decided to make the Lord of the Rings because it's the seminal Tolkien work.
I got everyone in the Twitch chat correcting you, EJ, saying it's not a prequel. It just happens in the same universe. It's set in the same universe.
God,
completely new story.
Some of it's going to take place before the stuff because it's based off the Silmarillion.
You nerds in your goddamn universes. Just give us one. Just one.
Stuff, it's setting at how Sauron becomes powerful, but it also will take place during the series.
But this happens in
prequel's the best name, I would say.
This happens in an infinite timeline. But what if Superman was born in Somalia? What if? Oh my God! Oh look, it's Wonder Woman, but she's binary fluid and doesn't identify as a woman, so she's really Superman. Get the F out of here.
It's a fantasy nonsense.
It's just it's based on what you're saying. You can do anything you want. And what fun is that? If you can do anything you want, it's purposeless.
It's fiction. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's like people telling me about their dreams. It's all nonsense. It's like, okay, well, your dreams.
The only person that can pick up the hammer is Thor and the Hulk and the Hulk's little sister, Bulk. Barbara Bulk.
You're making up baby stories. Like, all right, I get it. All right, it's baby stories.
Roll the dice. Oh, you got to the cave. Inside were 70 trolls. Roll again to see how many you kill.
But I'll watch it because I like the Lord of the Rings, and it's something new, right? Is this something that still has to be filmed, and how's that gonna go?
Yeah, I think they're still working on putting the whole cast together.
Oh God,
then we're not going to film again.
We're not going to see this for years, right?
Yeah.
Like something this big.
I wouldn't start anything big right now because I don't think we have much time left.
Well, I guess if you go to...
Let's wait this out before we start any projects. That's what I would do.
Well, it just seems like there's a lot of delays, right?
Yeah.
Like you say, oh, they're starting something. I'm like, oh, God.
You're not going to need your elf costume for a long time. You can keep it in the closet.
Jurassic World 3 getting delayed, even though they started too soon.
Last nerd story, EJ.
Well, the last nerd story, I was just going to talk about Pokemon Go and how it's Dragon Week this week.
All right.
And I still need to get that rocker from Dan.
Does your son play Pokemon Go?
Yeah, he still plays with me, yeah. Whenever we go and there's a Wi-Fi area, he plays on the iPad that I'm filming the Skype on right now.
Are you some sort of advanced master compared to him, or how does that work?
Yeah, basically I help him out. Like if there's anything that needs to be caught that's hard to catch, I'll catch it for him. But most of the time he's catching as we go as well.
No, you got to let him catch his own. You got to teach him. You got to stand behind him.
Really good gets away.
You got to stand behind him, and in a weird way, it's like the nerd version of the dad teaching the kid to shoot a rifle. Yeah. You stand behind him, and you're like, "Okay, look over there. You see that Snorlax? We're gonna get him. Steady, steady." I can't do it, Daddy. I can't do it. I can't catch the Snorlax. What happens to him once he's in the Pokeball?
You're weak. You're not my son.
What are you, some kind of...
He's actually a pretty good shot.
What are you, some kind of Pikachu sucking, Charmander eating?
My pop-up told me this was coming. I said, I don't think so, but he was right.
Get out of this house. You're no Squirtle of mine.
I know. Like, swear. He was fishing that one morning when I woke up. I hate fishing.
Well, he was real fishing?
He was real fishing. I wake up
oh my God,
morning, and
your sons are
out in the middle of the lake.
More of a man than you are.
What are you doing? You're real fishing. Put that down right now and pick up your virtual poles.
Yeah, the Enos family only virtual fishes for Pokemons or whatever.
Now get in there and flame on with the razzles.
All right, EJ.
Use some incense to snort out some Zapparoos.
Zapdos.
He's like, I just want to fish in the heat.
I know. He was fishing, and then he was shooting BB guns. And he was hitting the can like every single time at like 30 yards.
Yeah. Well, don't let him do that. By all means, shove your cartoon garbage in his face.
He basically is kind of a nerd jock just like me. He can do the video game stuff, but he also can do the outdoor stuff.
Get in the house. Get on the screens. There's Coronas out there.
My God, are you crazy?
The fish will give you Coronas.
Put on this Oculus Rift and relax. Oh, there you go. Float away. Sims out. Take out your virtual trash.
EJ, you got anything to plug?
No, and find out how much it is to do the screen, so I don't have to rent this cherry picker. I gotta do the indoor one because we gotta also put up a fan in the living room.
I keep forgetting to buy his shaker. Butler, can you buy EJ's shaker today? I keep forgetting to buy it.
What shaker?
The thing that shakes his phone so he gets the Pokemiles.
God.
I keep forgetting to buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it?
All right, AJ.
I'm buying it. Butler will buy it.
Okay, I'll send you another link just to be sure.
Okay, and your address so I can know where to send it.
Okay, no problem.
All right, see you.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
All right.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
That is EJ live from the hobo pool.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. Take a break?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So, let's just go right into it. We got some new merch on TomandDan.com.
We do indeed. We also have. I'm going to go back to the original with your, if that's okay, only because we haven't played it in a minute, and I like to reassess things. And like we only have one in the can right now from Pariah Mike, unless you want me to use the new one. I got them both.
He's rocketing through them.
You want to just do it?
Let's do a new one.
All right, let me find the new one. Hey, you feel free to write one if you'd like to. This one's pretty good because this addresses how you're kind of driving him crazy.
Is it worth it? Can you even hear me? Cleaning out the sink at Arby's. I don't make enough to feed the hungry. I'm tired and I've felt this for a while now. In this sea of bloating, the taste of Chex Mix is getting old. It's 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. Each day gets more harder than the last day. Still, Tom wants them coming. Weird Joe Wednesday songs are getting dumb. And I was hoping this would be my breakout way into the podcast scene. Now I'm freaking drowning, stuck doing these dumbass songs. Each week they get more worse than the last. Now I'm ready to be free. So here I am with another jam, and it's Wierd to Wednesday once again. So here I am, it's in my hands, and I hope you enjoy this scam.
There you go. And then you're like,
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by Streamline Mortgage Solution. Go to streamlineflorida.com if you want to refi. I just did mine. I'm closing in a week, and I don't got to pay my mortgage for 2 months, which is sweet, especially since I'm broke after this stinky old remodel.
That's all right. You don't have to do it again.
Yeah,
also, check out Fort Airwalk Podcast. That's Pariah Mike's podcast, and Dan's actually going to be on that show this week.
Yeah, I'm there on Sunday. Yeah, I'm excited about it. It should be really, really fun. And we're talking about the movie Jaws.
Nice.
Who is this, Sam?
This is Brooks.
Hi, Brooks.
Hey, how are you guys?
Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
So, Brooks, what do you do?
I am a lighting console programmer, and I run lighting boards for TV and movies up in New York.
Cool.
So,
really cool.
How do you...
Well, thanks for being on the show, man.
How do you get into the lighting industry? How does that work?
Fumbled through it. Started out in Florida doing commercials, and then ended up coming up to New York about 11 years ago to start working up here because there's way more work up here. And, went from lowly person on the set and then worked my way up. And then now I run basically computers that run all the automated lighting on the film set. So
are you like a lighting director?
No, I would be working directly for a lighting director. Usually I work for a gaffer.
Okay.
Who the gaffer is the person who the cinematographer talks to the gaffer about what he wants the lights to do or what she wants the lights to do. And then I press all the buttons and make the lights do what they need to do.
So you're like a more engineering side of that.
Yeah, like when I first got into the film and TV world, I wanted to do like the creative stuff like most people do.
Yeah.
But then, I like the technical part more, so that's what I fell into.
Nice.
I feel like lighting is underappreciated by most people.
Yeah, just like sound.
Until you see like maybe a low budget movie or a low budget anything.
Oh, you could have looked at EJ's Skype call.
Yeah.
It was poorly lit.
And then when you watch something low budget with not good lighting, you're looking at it, you're like, what the hell is wrong? why does this look so bad? And you're like, oh, all the other stuff I watch is really well lit by professionals, hence why it looks so good. But you don't appreciate it while you're watching it. Like, I feel like all the movies or TV shows you're watching, you never stop to say, like, wow, this is well lit.
Right.
You just expect it, right?
Yeah. Right.
So how tough is it, and how much does it cost for, like, a professional production to come in and light everything properly, and what goes into it, like, start to finish?
Well, it depends on the production. Most TV shows, you'll end up getting a sound stage. And you spend about a month and a half. The carpenters and everyone start building up the stages. Then we come in and then start laying out cable and like data cable and laying all the lights out and things like that on truss and big motors so that it can go up and down outside the windows of the set. And then that happens for about maybe a month and a half, and then you shoot for, depending on the TV show, a lot of the TV shows you do like a 10-month run. So you'll be 10 months going in and out of the stage on location work, and then depending on the job, some jobs will be like an 8-day episode. You'll spend about maybe 5 days in the stage, and then the rest of the days on location.
Cool. And so is this something that you truly learn on the job? Like you said, you learned how to do it by being in productions, working your way up. But what are, like, is there a school?
Do you kind of apprentice behind anyone? Or?
Yeah, and is it more than just what we assume, which is like, all right, make sure there's no shadows on people and make sure that there's lights pointing at them in all directions so that they're well lit? Like, what else is there to it that the layman doesn't know?
Well, I mean, there certainly is, like, the look of it. Different shows have different looks. Like, one of your favorite shows, The Office, certainly has a different look compared to something, like your other favorite, Shawshank Redemption, which has a different look. And you're going to have a different aesthetic. So you're going to have a big thing with lighting is the shadows, so the contrast. So your key light, where you're lighting from, it's going to look dark on the other side if you want it to look more dramatic. But if you want it to be comedy, you're going to usually have a flatter look so that both sides are more evenly lit.
Gotcha.
So, those are some of the aesthetic approaches that happen that a lot of people work in. And then, different people specialize in different things.
So, Brooks, you hear these stories about, like, The Revenant and other movies that want a specific look. So I believe the story about The Revenant is the director wanted only natural light and only natural light from a certain time period.
God, that sounds hard as hell.
So that was part of what they're like. It was so impressive about the movie is they could only film in like a small window of time every day to get that exact light that the director wanted. So have you heard about that? And also, can you emulate exactly like sunlight, or is that something that can only be, like natural? Right. How does all that work?
Well, you usually have a situation. I'm familiar with the Revenant thing, and they did the same thing in 1917, the movie, where they had to shoot at a certain time of day so that all the shots would look about the same. But as far as that goes, they needed the woods, they needed the big vastness of it, so they had to shoot outside. On a lot of stages, we'll hang hundreds and hundreds of these things called space lights, which are just sort of kind of indirect soft lights, and then put diffusion underneath that, like a big white kind of sheet.
Yeah.
And then that'll create a big, giant soft light. And then from there, you have your base that you work from, and then you use big lights like 20,000, like 20K lights and 10K lights and things like that. And you use those and you push in from the side, like through a window. So you have a general kind of fill, and then you push big lights in from the side, and you can usually, and that's the great thing about a sound stage, is you can control your light. And just like Dan has said about sound, you can control your sound and shoot for 12 hours and not have to worry about a plane flying overhead or clouds passing by the sun.
Or like maybe a Baldwin Park yard guy coming up and blowing leaves under your door. Now, has LED light, is that something that you guys use a lot of, or do you find yourself bouncing to pretty much anything that makes light because it will have an application?
Yeah, LED lights have changed the industry substantially, like in more ways than just the lighting. Now on almost every TV show and movie I've worked on in the recent probably 3 years, almost everything is an LED light, including the large lights.
Yeah.
So that has, in addition to being able to control the color temperature of the light or just the color of the light and not have to put gels on the lights, you also are saving the heat for a sound stage because, usually you have hundreds of thousands of watts of light running. So now the sound stage is cooler and the energy bill is reduced. So productions like that. So it's been a major change in the industry. In my job, where I run everything off of a computer system or lighting console, has become more important because these lights aren't just a light that you turn on and off now. You can change colors. You can change the frequency so it doesn't flicker on the camera.
Sure,
you can do lots of different things.
Brooks, are you involved with the actual shooting of the shows as well, where the actors are on stage and on the set?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm usually on set. Sometimes I'm off set in a room off of walkie-talkie using the console there and then running things off of that. But lately, because of wireless technology and things like that, I can now be on set with a little iPad and run everything that way. So I'll be next to the gaffer and the cinematographer. We'll be talking about different effects that they might want to do, and then I'll be in there for the shot.
Have you ever seen an actor throw a big fit? Because I have a theory.
Christian Bale.
Yes. Because I have a theory that because of Christian Bale and some other leaked videos that maybe people on set took with their phone, that actors have minded their rage.
It was a learning experience
because
right?
they're all everybody on the set has a phone, and if I throw a fit, someone's gonna film it.
There'd
and
be
then
a PA over there filming me as I threw a whole tray of Cinnabons at a lady.
And then it'll be on social media, and I'll look like a fool. So I'm not gonna do that because back 30 years ago, you can go crazy, scream at everybody, and no one's gonna there'd be no way besides from hearsay.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah. So have you seen actors throw fits, or do you think that my theory is correct?
I've never experienced that. I've been around actors well before the whole Christian Bale thing happened, before it was so ubiquitous to have cameras everywhere on the set. I will say the people I see throw fits more than anybody, though, tend to be directors and producers. Those people tend to throw the fits more. And I think productions have gotten really good at keeping the drama of actors and things like that behind the scenes, just because those fits, more than the PR part of it, cost money. If you're down for 2 hours because someone got all upset.
Have you ever made a giant mistake and been yelled at by a director or whatever? The guy screaming that the lighting's wrong.
Oh yeah. I've got quite a few of those in my quiver.
You ever been? Anybody ever put their hands on you?
No.
Whoa!
That means close.
That means they grabbed you by the scruff of your neck and did that move with do you know who I am?
What's funny is stereotypically,
I'm Scorsese!
The directors and the producers are let's just say more artist types, and then everybody else that works in lighting, sound, cameras, building the sets.
Creative tradesmen.
They're all real men, carpenters, and you see every camera guy I've ever met is a gigantic real man.
Yeah.
And every guy that works in sound and lighting and stuff, they're all a bunch of real men.
The guys that climb the scaffolds for live lighting. I don't really know that many like guys that do what this gentleman does, but I know a lot of guys that do like live concert lighting, and those guys are just like blue collar real men.
Oh yeah.
All they want to do is climb and hang the lights and smoke cigarettes.
So I'm virtually certain any of them could easily take any director or producer they work with.
Paul Giamatti is yelling. He gets kabonged out the door.
Are you allowed to talk about what shows and movies you've been a part of?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
What's the biggest thing you've ever been a part of, and the smallest thing?
The smallest thing is irrelevant because it is the smallest thing.
No, you should say this show. This show was the answer.
Missed an opportunity.
This is what I was looking for. Okay, biggest thing.
This is the biggest thing I've ever been involved in right here. This moment. I would say I'm like right now. Everything's shut down because I've just been spending the last few months not working at all. But I would say the last TV show I did was a TV show called Lincoln on NBC that got canceled. I did In the Heights last summer, which isn't out yet. Before that, I did,
In the Heights, that's Lin-Manuel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, that's good. That's going to be huge, man.
Do you ever?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Brooks,
okay.
can you
that's
tell?
about as big as you can get.
Can you
crap.
tell whether a show's good when you're watching the production of it? Because a lot of times you can't tell because there's so much that goes into the editing that you're like, what you're watching, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, it's all segmented.
And then when the final product could be amazing or a hunk of garbage, but you have no idea. But can you get an idea of how good something is going to be or the longevity just from watching it be made?
Well, sometimes you're on a project and you just realize it's going to be just a hunk. But there's some projects you're on and you think it's going to be horrible, and then it comes out and it's really good and it does really well. But some, if they're really good and you're on the production and you're watching it, you can tell this is going to be good.
Okay, let me ask you this. So they always, I've heard that they hire people, and I guess I learned this from Seinfeld, where the little person that's Kramer's friend.
Mickey?
Gets a job as a stand-in for a famous actor kid in a movie because he needs to be a stand-in for lighting. So they hire people that kind of look, or at least the same build and height, body size, as the actor, and then that person just has to stand there as they light everything. Do they need to do that? It seems like overkill. Like I feel like anybody could stand there, and it's like, all right, it's just about the same. They don't need the little person acting like the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you kind of do need the person there for lighting.
Yeah,
you need the little person.
Yeah, you do, because you need to light up to a certain height.
Right.
If you're lighting above them and you're casting a shadow on the back wall because you've put the top cut of the light.
Are you really arguing? Okay.
Tom doesn't know how shadows work.
Can't you just
So what's happening
someone
on the
just
show?
get on your knees like, hey,
I know.
I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees, sir.
Right.
You actually need to hire a little person as a
Not
stand-in
necessarily.
for the kid.
Sometimes they do it with someone else on the cast or a crew member. Anyone that's just around that.
I kind of feel like we've hit an all-time low when we have a professional
My God.
lightman on the air, and Tom's going to argue with him whether or not they needed a little person to. It's like I don't know what's happening right now.
So you do need it that specific? Like you need the person to actually look like the actor?
You need the person to have a lot of the ideas, like different skin tones are important. How the light reflects off the skin tone, hair color.
Okay,
those
so
things are important.
if we were so it's let's say it's the black kid from Stranger Things we're lighting him for a scene. He's got his Mongoose BMX bike and he's riding it to a tent. And they go, all right, cut. We're gonna have to light this scene a little. We want a spookier light here. So, sir, you can go back to your trailer. Now bring in Daniel. And they bring me in, and I stand next to the Mongoose, and you're like, no, we can't use you because you're Caucasian. You're a old, boring white guy. It's going to look all wrong.
But it would be pretty close, right?
Because I've been told I look like the black kid from Stranger Things a lot.
I just feel like I could light Daniel sitting on the Mongoose bike, and it's fine when the other kid comes in.
I'll just suck my gut in a little bit. Like, look at this. Like, how do I look?
Oh, wow.
Hold on, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, you're being too
Look at
picky.
that.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to hang out with her because she's a girl. world.
Whatever. Just put some extra light here. Fine, right?
He's kind of the jerkier one out of the kids, right?
The snarkier one?
Yeah, he's snarkier.
And Brooks, like, besides from knowing
Could you tell that was me? Because I was doing that as the kid.
I couldn't really tell.
I didn't think you could.
Like, you could teach me how to do your job, like,
here we
in
go.
a couple weeks, right? As far as, like, just the lighting. Now, I know there's a lot of experience like this light
And you
this
could slip me
wire.
into Stranger Things as that kid, and in 2 weeks, I'd trick you into loving me. I'll trick you into loving me.
But you could just be like, all right, put this light on this side, use this cloth soft light on this side, and that basically will work with 90%. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Did you hang up?
No.
Okay.
No. You could definitely, like, my industry. It's certainly not that difficult of a knowledge base. It's just experience. You spend a good month in the industry, and you're probably, if you're smart enough and have enough of a work ethic, you can usually make your way that way.
2 strikes against me.
Yeah. One more. One more.
Yeah. How do? Can I do it lazy and high?
Yeah, you can get away with that.
Oh, okay.
Well, some people can.
Yeah, those guys are really good.
Don't know.
I bet there's a lot of lazy high lighting guys.
Joke's on you. Last night I was so high, thought I was the black kid from Stranger Things.
So, Brooks, how much money you make? What can people make in this industry?
Well, I'm a union member, so that helps with that.
Unions are ruining the country.
Exactly. Yeah, so I, depending on, like last year, this year's going to suck, but last year, I also have my own small business which rents equipment to the production, like the equipment.
That's smart.
So between that and just the hourly rate, like last year I made $275.
Whoa! Wow. Wow, Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks was here.
I see what you did.
I had to work that out.
Yeah, I was waiting to see when you're going to do it. Because I knew it was going to happen, but that was better than I thought.
How many times you get that, Brooks?
That's usually, that was last year. Last year was really good, but usually...
No.
You
didn't get my Shawshank joke?
It was a Shawshank joke.
Come on,
That means
Brooks.
you're the first person to ever do that.
No.
Because no one cares about that movie anymore.
Hold on.
Everybody, wow, that's the meanest thing you've ever said at top.
There's got to be a lot of Brooks
And
was
then she
here
looked
jokes.
at me like, hey, get him. And you know what? I can't pile on. That's my business partner.
The old Birdman from Shawshank? Come on, you
Brooks,
get that.
have you ever even seen that movie?
I have seen that movie. I'm sorry I didn't get the reference.
No.
Oh, my God.
But it sounds like a sincere apology.
Hold on, how many different Brooks are there?
Brooks
there's,
Wheelan.
There's the nerdy dad shoes.
Mel Brooks.
No, but it's Mel Brooks. The Brooks is a Shawshank,
Well, Brooks
the old
is-
man. He couldn't take it when they let him free.
Brooks was here.
They took
Brooks
his
is here.
birds.
Don't take the birds.
I got my wife a shirt that said Brooks was here at one point, and didn't last very long.
Also, use a gun, old man. You went out violently.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could have done that. Yeah, you could have
kicked
gone.
up- Yeah. I mean, come on.
That's just not necessary.
Also, I mean, you could have just let time do its job after a while. You could have got used to being
mentally
free.
suffering.
Yeah. But I mean, eventually, you're just going. I mean, the short period of acclimation time, you get back into
yeah,
the world.
you didn't even give it enough time.
A couple back boy days, and then you kill yourself. Come on, Brooks.
You only gave it half a week.
You did like 60 years on the joint. You couldn't stand a couple of days doing the back boy work.
60 years in the joint, you couldn't bag 7 full bags of groceries.
Yeah. Also, don't carve your name in the lady's roof that you're renting. She's doing the Lord's
She
work.
doesn't deserve that.
She's renting to felons.
She's gonna have to get that sanded off somehow,
Yeah.
and you can't sand it. You're dead.
Then she's gonna find you dead, and then she's gonna be like, "I'm never renting to felons again." But then she did.
Because the last time I did, they carved in my roof and killed themselves.
Then she did Morgan, and
What did he carve?
At least put some tape over Brooks's ear. His friends see it. Anyway, sorry,
I'm glad
Brooks.
this turned into a Shawshank.
Hold on. You've been shanked. That's what we do when you call in, and then we take over what you're talking about in order to make it another pondering Shawshank Redemption podcast.
Yeah.
Then we shank you, and then we send you on your way. But you are today's Weird Job Wednesday winner.
Also, The Rock could have never
thank you.
broken into the doo-doo pipe. We all know that.
I don't think anybody can break into the doo-doo
We
pipe.
know that you're a geologist and you got the strongest rock possible. It's not going to break into a goddamn iron doo-doo pipe.
Yeah.
You just can't. You're not gonna
Because if they were, what would they make the pipes out of? The rock, and it'd be doo-doo rock pipes. Everybody knows that.
I'd never be able to crawl out of those. Sorry, Brooks. You're today's winner. Thank you.
Yeah, it's glad to be a part of it. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right.
You feel better? Because I feel like that one, I feel like you had been saving those up a little bit.
No. Just
almost like a fighter that chooses not to masturbate.
Oh, yeah.
Leading up to the fight. Like, it had been a while since you shanked us. Man, you shanked us good today. I
Too much shanking.
A bunch of little stabs.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Hello. Let's do some voicemail messages. You can leave us a voicemail message by downloading our free app wherever you get your smartphone apps. I know that our buddy Tuttle, he's finally got his first non-Apple product. He has a Pixel, and he loves it. So I told him to snag that Tom and Dan app and do some testing for me because we have it for both iOS and your Android devices. Just search for it and find it, and you can leave a voicemail message like this one right here, Tom, for you.
So Tom pretty regularly asks the question about what does DJ Khaled actually do besides just shout "We the best" and another one. But I've never heard him ask the really important question of, do you think DJ Khaled actually yells that on each track that he's on, or does he just have one recording of "We the best" and then they just play that same recording on every single song that he does?
No, I think he does them individual. It's the least. It's the least he could do, and I think even he knows that.
But I bet he's got a couple in the can that are the best. We the best.
Yeah. He's got a few on his phone in like a pinch. If somebody says we need one, he's like, I can't get to the studio. I'm at the at a Weight Watchers meeting or whatever.
It's funny that he brings this up because Crystal was watching the old SNL where DJ Khaled brought like. Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, like a bunch of other like famous hip hop artists and like some lady rappers and stuff, like a bunch of famous people. I don't even know
Rick
them all.
Ross, Wale.
It wasn't Rick Ross. It was Meek Mill, then Lil Wayne, and like a bunch of other, like a Spanish guy that's super popular. It was like five or six people.
Daddy Yankee?
No, I don't know. It may have been. But I'm watching it. And,
we'll do some emails too, Sam.
And I know that he's the one that like got them all together to do it.
Yeah.
And it was like a huge deal,
like
I imagine.
all-star hip-hop.
Yeah, it was all-star. Remember when like Arsenio Hall brought in like...
Well, he did like a hip-hop round table.
Yeah, when he brought like Wu-Tang Clan and like everybody in the 90s all together on one show. And it was like that. But then you got this...
Method Man, do you have anything to say? Blow.
You got this fatso screaming the whole time over everybody, and makes me so mad. I'm like, get the fatso out of here! Like I want to see the talent. I don't need the fatso yelling.
Maybe they
were
lighting for Danny DeVito, and they needed him there.
Like everybody else was great and actually was rapping.
Why you gotta
and
be so
singing.
mean to DJ Khaled? He's nothing to you. Do you call him Big Fatso?
Because here's the thing. Okay,
I know one thing he doesn't eat.
He lost a lot of weight. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's like an official like Jenny Craig or like Weight Watchers.
It is Weight Watchers.
Weight Watchers spokesperson.
I don't like my fatsos and skinny jeans and a big tight fatso shirt.
Now that we agree on.
Yeah.
I hate a fatso and some skinny jeans.
Yeah, me too.
They're not meant for you, fatso.
Yeah. They're called skinny jeans.
Yeah, they're skinny jeans. They're made for skinnos.
Yeah. Now I know that you keep
in the same regard. I don't like my skinnios in muumuus.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't like that.
So I watched it the whole. I sat through it angry the whole time because I was just like, get him out of here.
I agree.
Just here's the thing. I appreciate you brought all these people together. Make the money on the back end. Have them promote you or whatever the hell. Just get off the stage and quit. And
maybe he's excited.
Not only is he yelling, "We the best."
When I get excited, I talk too much, and he's just excited that he brought everybody together. Was Akon there?
I don't know.
Chamillionaire?
But then he started doing the thing where
John Legend was.
John Legend.
Oh yeah, he brought John Legend. He started repeating like the last line of like what each rapper would say.
That's what a hype man does, though.
No, but he's not a hype man.
How did he hype John Legend?
Little John is like a hype man. Like that's a good hype man.
Yeah.
I don't need stinky fatso up there.
Are you playing with your penis?
No, I'm scratching my.
Scratching my ragu.
Hold on.
Hey, what's the matter? I'm over here scratching my ragu.
Anyway, stupid DJ Khaled, and I dislike anytime I see him on stage with anybody. He brings nothing to the table for me.
All right.
And I haven't found one person to ever admit to me that they like seeing him on stage.
If you like DJ Khaled, I have no dog in the fight. I just don't understand where you have so much anger.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of him, call in and I will let you know. Yeah, let us know. Leave us a voicemail. I'll put it up against Tom, and then he'll spiral out of control like he is right now. I've never seen you get so mad about something that doesn't matter.
You could be a fan of what he does behind the scenes and all that. I don't even know about that or what the hell that is.
You're talking live performance specific?
I'm talking like you got to be a fan of yes, I like DJ Khaled on stage just screaming, "We the best," and then the line
like when he says it, you're like, ah!
Yeah. Like that adds so much more enjoyment to what I'm watching.
And another one
is a talented person.
Man, I wish. You know what my dream interview is? DJ Khaled, just so Tom could yell at him about.
Hey, he wouldn't do it.
Maybe try it this way. Hit him up and just be like,
But then Tom has to stay the same. He can't kiss his ass.
He won't.
I would.
It's the same. Okay. He never kissed Al Roker's ass, and he offended that man. Said he looked like a melted fudgesicle.
No, I said imagine that skin blob laying on top of you.
Skin blob.
I didn't think he would. Someone. It was Tom Van says it was Jay from Boston.
Who said the melted fudgesicle part?
There's now a Twitter with things that I say, which is kind of scary.
Oh yeah. Mine goes back to the times where things were different. If you go back to go back to Twitter and look at Tom Van says it there, and go back to like 2009 when it started and look what. Here's the thing: I can't confirm or deny that I said any of those things. A lot of them I don't remember, but there's some bad things.
All right,
real bad.
Email.
Okay, this says, "Hey gang, BDM Spencer here. I just wanted to weigh in on the great stingy D-hole debate of 2020.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
I too have experienced stingy D-hole, but only when I was younger and would make the mistake of using some type of soap or shampoo to... Yes. Conditioner or lotion does not cause this stinky D-hole sensation, but soap or shampoo will. So in conclusion, if you are some type of animal and still use lubrication, then the conditioner or lotion, or else you will feel the wrath of a stingy D-hole."
Yeah, but you're not understanding. What I'm saying is that it doesn't happen to me.
Ever.
And
with anything.
Are there people that just genetically don't have a stingy D and people that do? You see what I'm saying? Like it's like a Laurel Yanny. Is it the dress?
Stingy, non-stingy.
Is it the smell?
It's exactly like Laurel and Yanny.
It's the asparagus, the brain freeze, the
cilantro,
the things that we figured out
the
as
Mandela effect.
Yeah, the society that some people genetically have it and dishabit it, or does that exist?
I think you're missing a third category where maybe you've damaged yourself.
Or
through like stunts and sports and stuff. I mean, you've taken some trauma.
Not really to there. Not enough to like desensitize. That would have to be like some sort of burn accident or something. Well, there was this car lighter years.
What does that do? Oh, buddy.
Try to cauterize it. Maybe that it is. But yeah. I'm on the hunt for other people.
Tuna Daddy says he has not had any stings.
Tom Van on the hunt. Like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
So Juan's never experienced that either? That's what I'm trying to find. Like other people in my camp that have never felt that.
Well, so Juan is saying that he's...
We had a handful of people in the BDM thread said that they had not.
But not that many. And maybe
More
you guys
had,
maybe you guys just are so filthy that they...
I'm sticking with the urethra thing.
Yeah, I think you got narrow urethras.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Let me ask you this. The bottom of it. If you're playing basketball, do you dribble or do you shoot?
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, it depends. Younger, it used to be.
Oh, then yeah,
it used to be. Urethra. And then now it's all. It's gotten looser. I think.
Oh, not me.
Because the thing, it doesn't go anywhere now.
Mine's more like.
It's out.
That Epcot dancing fountain with music playing.
No, come on. A saber dance?
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
That was my favorite.
That's the other side. Look at that one. We got to go to break.
All right.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
It is time for everybody's favorite, buddy. Let's do it. Samantha was worried about finding more porkin' stories. Outside it's really hot. Sometimes it rains and there is no breeze. I want to go to the pool, but I have to work. My pool's not open on the weekends. Probably shouldn't have done any of this. Should have stopped this before it begins.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Who's Porkin'? Brought to you by Porky's Barbecue in Apopka. I like that pulled pork and those big
I like that pulled pork and big taters.
Porky's Apopka.
Dirty taters.
Sounded like he's like pulled pork and big taters.
So I picked this story for Who's Porkin' because number one, I thought it was funny. Number two, I think that Tom Van can relate to this situation.
Oh, tiny urethra.
Maybe. But you know Kevin McHale? He used to be on Glee. He's been in a few other things. You probably would know him if you saw him. He is dating Austin McKenzie, who's a fellow actor. They have been quarantining together, and right now everybody's trying to stay home.
These are guys.
They are guys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they are, cooking at home, trying to stay safe, not go to the restaurants. And Kevin McHale tweeted out, "But have you ever undercooked chicken sausage unintentionally and then served it to your boyfriend and then he got super sick and you thought it was COVID and you got tested twice, but nah, you just fed him salmonella. He should break up with me." So he undercooked chicken sausage and his boyfriend got violently ill, thought he had COVID, had to get tested twice.
I got a hot take.
Do we not remember the great salmonella incident with Tom Van?
Yeah.
It broke his puke streak.
Whereas I like chicken sausage, I don't think it should be called sausage.
Yeah,
No?
you're right,
Yeah. Unless sausaging is the technique. I don't know enough about it, but I just wish it was called
I thought
something
it was
else.
a technique.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Tuna
'cause
Daddy, help us out in the chat.
I'm sure it's something like that, but I just don't. And yeah, man, you got to cook them sausages, especially them chicken ones.
So-
You got to cook them up.
And not necessarily salmonella.
Yeah, I figured sausage was the technique, but I just think there should be a different way to call it.
Or did he actually verify that he got salmonella poisoning?
People do that all the time. You
Yeah.
get like
Because
a
you
little
could just-
virus here and there, and then you're like, oh, it was food poisoning. No, it wasn't.
Well, because you could eat raw or undercooked chicken and then not be salmonella, just make you sick. Like food poisoning. I don't like some bacteria or whatever. I wasn't there a story where there was that uptick in salmonella because people got a bunch of chickens, like private chickens, and they got
These all private chickens.
they got
Private chickens, chickens for money.
That was good.
I feel like when COVID happened, a bunch of people like freaked out,
They did.
started vegetable
Yeah.
gardens and like got their own chickens for eggs and because they're like, what if the end of the world or whatever. And then they started eating the chickens that they got, and then they got salmonella.
I wouldn't even know. I think I could fumble around with it, but it's going to be a mess.
No, I couldn't do it.
You got to chop its head off first,
No.
right?
Yeah.
Because isn't that why they pump them full of like antibiotics and
So they can't run from you.
Well, a lot of it's because
You
of
want 'em fat,
infections and stuff, but that keeps the salmonella out, right? Like that's why the big poultry
You just put a
producers-
Band-Aid over their butt. That keeps it out.
So yeah, they gave your partner some sort of food poisoning. That's
Your wife has served you rotten chicken.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. My wife, the only thing my wife has done, and it becomes like and then she like starts crying, which is it's weird. She gets very emotional when she tries to do something and it doesn't go well. Like I think she's good at a lot of stuff. So she'll try to cook a meal. She hates it when she's like poured all this time and effort into something and then it doesn't come out right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that too, but I'm just going to get mad. She just gets sad.
Also,
But I've never been poisoned. Ever been poisoned?
This was kind of early in me and my husband's relationship. We were poor, and we bought that giant ground beef log from Walmart. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the tube.
And
Me
we
too.
made like, I don't know, spaghetti or hamburger helper or something, and we both got violently ill. He had to go to the hospital and like get rehydrated.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Good Lord.
Also, I like how you sit down for dinner, you eat some chicken sausage, and then, because it happens pretty quick. Like, when you eat something bad, like, you know it fairly quickly. It's not like, 5 hours later, you're like, I feel something. It's like something immediately is like, well, this disagrees with me. And then you're like, oh God, and food poisoning and that, like, it's violent. Like, it happens. It's a violent chemical reaction in your stomach.
Like putting Alka-Seltzer
Blowing up in there.
in some vinegar.
So I like how you're like, oh God, I feel sick, and like I'm sure you're puking, and then like you don't think like it's probably the chicken sausage, not Corona. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I guess you can
It
never.
doesn't always work that way
I
because
know.
digestion doesn't work that way. But
Yeah.
everyone's freaking out. If you're sick at all, people's first
yeah.
reaction is like, ooh,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
I should go get tested, which is
Yeah.
probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah. But and then you're just sitting in that testing line, and
Oh.
you are. If you,
if you got salmonella poisoning.
oh, he's coming out
Everywhere.
both.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's bad.
Which end do you prefer? I'm gonna go bottom.
Oh yeah.
Always better.
I've thrown
Well,
I don't know.
once in 14 years.
Not if it's a long duration. I'd rather go top.
Yeah.
Like if it's gonna go a day, because then things start to get hurty. You know what I mean? It's just like I can't do this anymore. I gotta just lay somewhere and just feel bad.
I think I'm on year 2 now, building my streak back up. I got another 12 years till I can beat my last record.
So
not
you're
throwing
going
up.
by years now because you never feel it and force it down. It's just you never get nauseous, right?
No. I just never don't throw up from drinking too much.
But what if
even though
I put you
should've.
on like Star Tours and made you ride it like 6 times in a row?
No, I don't get
Motion sickness?
Mission
sickness,
Space.
no.
That's the one that'll get them.
I like the Mission Space.
But that makes everyone throw up.
I like that one a lot.
No, that won't make me throw up.
Andrea will not ride that.
I never get seasick or motion sick or
Interesting.
That kind of thing. And if I do like get the flu like back in the day,
If
we
I
both
do get the flu,
I'll fight the vomit all until it goes away. Like I'll
But
fight
you feel
it.
so much better when you puke.
That's what my wife says. She's like, she'll
Yeah.
make herself throw up even if she feels sick, just to make herself feel better.
Yeah, relief.
And then I'll just fight it for 12 hours, and then I'll win.
You got a lot going on in your stomach too, because there's a lot of weird noises in the office. Maybe you do need to throw up every once in a while.
yeah. Well, that's what.
well, it's all the throw up in there.
Yeah.
He just stores it in there for years.
I did so much damage. I toughened it up so that it's like an iron. I could do whatever I want to. I could put. Although
It looks like an old dry bag that an army soldier would carry.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I laid off the hot sauce and the matooks.
I have noticed
We
that.
did notice that, yeah.
Actually, all of you have, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, it did some damage over the years. It gave me bad acid reflux or something.
I haven't noticed sweet beans.
No, I
recently.
have. It's back.
Yeah? Oh. So
But
it
now
wasn't the hot sauce
It's morphed
then.
to something different now. And he'll do it, and he'll come out, and he'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I'm going to work out. I'm like, well, you could.
Yeah, I only do it to Daniel because I
Yeah.
can't do it to anybody
And then he
else.
leaves the door open, too. So
Yeah,
I'm in
you
here
gotta
just
leave it shut.
typing like
That's
a
the
bomb,
bully
and
in me.
he comes out like
Wafts.
one of Casper's uncles. You know, like, hello there, Daniel. It's terrible, man.
So, if you get poisoned by your significant other, that will buy you some relationship credit for a while, right?
Well, this sounded more like cute because they sound like
yeah,
a cute
because
couple.
and
it-
he tweeted back. His boyfriend tweeted back at him with a funny, or on his bio, he put, "I left Twitter years ago. I'm back on now to monitor my thirsty boyfriend Kevin McHale, who accidentally, in quotes, gave me salmonella 5 days ago." So they're like cutesy, like
Yeah.
tweeting back and forth about it.
How bad is salmonella? Like, I remember when I was younger,
It can kill you, right? If it,
people were afraid of it. I remember when it would like get in the Taco Bell lettuce every once in a while. People were like scared. You know, they were,
I don't know.
like, is
But
it?
people say it all the time, you know, like with like chicken or like,
Yeah.
like
it's
lettuce
rarely
recalls.
fatal.
Okay, it's not. It's just a form of food poisoning, right? Like,
Yeah, it just makes you really sick. I mean, it can be fatal, but it's very rare. So usually you're just sick for a while.
Somewhere
Like COVID.
in America, there is an Italian man named Salvatore Manella, right?
Yeah.
And they call him Salmonella,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the entire
If
world.
not,
for
We
Someone
sure.
messed
need
up.
to start finding these people in the phone book and then calling them on our show and asking them how horrible their life is.
Also, I remember not raw chicken doesn't necessarily have salmonella, but there's a high percentage that it does.
I think that's right.
Okay,
yeah, I think that's right.
So you had cooking it through and through is that's the number one way.
Yeah.
So, but even if you do eat raw chicken, what are your percentage chances of getting salmonella?
Probably be different.
Okay,
for all of them.
Yeah.
There's only a few meats you can consume raw, right?
Because chicken is if you have it bothers me if it's light pink in chicken, if I don't cook
I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it.
Gross
I like
me
it.
out.
Look, I like a
Even
nice
if it's
juicy
fine.
chicken breast. Don't get me wrong, but juicy is different than where it looks like it's just firmed up.
Yeah.
And I'm
literally happened to me this past weekend.
I don't
and
like
it. I gotta cook this a little longer.
Yeah.
It's not even the pink.
I'd take burnt over that.
I'm
all
looking
day.
in different lighting. I'm
Yeah.
like, is that pink? I don't know.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's the same way with fish. If it's not a flaky fish, sometimes it turns me off. I think it's just a texture
it's
thing.
a mental, yeah.
Although with fish though, you could eat it.
You could eat it
raw,
yeah,
so it's fine. But still, and then chicken too. I don't like.
But I don't think it's always fine.
No,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it also depends on the quality, how you prepared it, how clean your kitchen is, how was it refrigerated correctly,
Right.
that sort of deal.
If chicken when it gets old, so say you have ground beef in your fridge, right? You made half of it for tacos, and you're gonna make the other half. It'll turn the gray. It'll turn from red to gray, right? And you could tell that it's old, but even when it's gray. You're I could cook through this, if it's tacos or something like that. You're
you
fine.
put a ton of spice on it.
But with chicken, if you have if it's in there in your fridge for too long, it gets slimy.
Yeah, it does get slimy, and then it gets an odor that's almost it's like,
woo!
My God, got salmonella.
You gonna throw up?
I'll never cook through the slimy chicken. You could
write that down. That's it. Is that what you're running on? Is that your platform?
Well, if I bet you that a lot of chefs will say if it's a little slimy, you could just cook it.
I don't
grill
cook
it.
it.
Fine.
I punt it.
Yeah. I won't take the chance. If it's slimy at all, that's it. I'll never.
There's a couple things I have pet peeves about, like taco meat. I have to break it up fine. With my spatula.
Small.
Yeah, the crumbles.
Andrea, when she does it, no offense, it tastes just the same.
Fat crumbles.
Yeah, she has fat crumbles.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
I agree with you.
And I stand over there like, gang, and Andrea's like, God damn it. And Maisie's like, I can't hear the YouTube or whatever, gang. I'm just crunching it till I get it fine.
You gotta get Taco Bell crumble size.
That's what I go for. I go for
it's grains of sand.
Yeah, I go for grains of sand. And Maisie and Andrea, they'll leave it clumps
chunky.
I'm like, how am I supposed to get that in my taco shell, you morons?
Yeah.
Well, I don't say that part.
You could put my taco meat through one of those sand time things.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Sand time.
Hold taco meat in a bottle.
An hourglass?
Yeah, there it is. I don't know the name of it. Hourglass.
If I could read your mind, love, the tale will tell. Like a guy making tiny sand taco meat, and he fills up a wishing well.
Has anybody actually ever had an hourglass that was hour rated, where it took 1 hour for the entire thing to go through?
A lot of people have.
Okay,
that.
I've only had this miniature one. I've never had
That's how my wife and I perform coitus.
Timer.
I go flip over the old sand machine. I come out of the closet dressed like Father Time, and I'm like, we're gonna be here a while.
How accurate is it? Is it down to the last grain?
Sometimes I see them get stuck, and you
You gotta tap
flick it, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not good.
It got humidity inside.
Yeah, somebody puts a pee-pee in my sand glass. Oh, we gotta go.
Oh, bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler is in the other room. We were talking about, I don't even know if we're going to continue talking about this, but we were talking about glamour shots during the break.
Yeah.
And because I brought my wife's original, and I don't know how old she was when these were taken. It didn't say on the back. But I have
it's 6, 7.
Yeah, she looks to be 5, 6, or 7. And she looks like Delta Burke, like a little old woman. She looks like she dresses like a woman in her late 40s, early 50s would if she was working a bank job. So then I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, we should do a contest I know a lot of guys didn't take that. I know some guys that did. I grew up with some boys that when I was younger, their sisters would get glamour shots, and being the spoiled, rotten little brats that they were, they couldn't stand it that their sister got something and they didn't. So they got glamour shots as well.
Weren't glamour shots like really expensive for the time?
Yeah, I want to say they were between $175 and possibly $300 for a photo shoot that you got. But you had like a myriad of things that you can't get.
That's just a shoot. Then you had the packages, the 8x10s,
well,
the wallets.
that's where you really make the money. But they had stuff like they had the laser backdrop, multiple backdrops. They had the Admiral's jacket.
I was
going to
say, did they provide the clothing and the makeup and hair?
Michael Jackson jacket. I think, they had a
did they?
Yeah,
okay.
That might be worth it then.
That was all part of it because they're not going to cut your hair. I don't believe they cut it, but they would style. They would do your makeup because obviously somebody did my wife's makeup.
I bet you hair and makeup was like an add-on because...
you're going to look basic if you just go in there like, shoot me like this.
Well, for the price.
Not quite glamour, right?
Because even like to do hair and makeup for weddings and stuff, even for like one person, the bride, they'll pay like $250.
Who do we know? Can we send Butler to get glamour shots, the old radio bit?
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to do Samantha glamour shots and Butler glamour shots.
Poof up my hair big.
Well, Samantha's just going to look hot.
Yeah.
Butler's just going to look, Butler, real choppery.
But it'll be funny just to have that old 90s.
Do they have to take some together? Like they're in a band?
Oh, like a cruise ship? The old hand on the shoulder?
I don't want him touching her or anything. We already got enough blemishes on our record without that guy chopping her boobs. He'll chop crazy. He'll chop anything in front of him. Anyway, glamour shots.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
It was a better time.
Is there anything equivalent to that nowadays?
You can hire any photographer to
do anything. Yeah.
I
mean, you can hire Tony.
You can also go to
Razor.
like Old Town and do like the old timey shoots where you dress up like you're in a Western.
I did that.
Yeah, I don't think is that above or below glamour shots. I think it's below.
It's more gimmicky.
Yeah.
So it's a step below.
Well, there was two.
Because glamour shots, you're trying to look really good,
When
right?
it came to theme park photography, yes, you are correct. When it came to theme park novelty photography, I think there are two main ones. One is, as Samantha mentioned, the Old West photo. You're documenting, at that time in history using an old Daguerre type camera or something. And then the one that I think comes in second place is magazine cover I did, which was, hey, look, everybody, it's Dan Dennis on the cover of Rolling Stone wearing a piano tie and holding an inflatable guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was like
90s, magazine cover. I remember our football or Pee-wee football team, and they did it with cheerleaders too.
Oh, the baseball card or football card?
Yeah, where a photographer would come in. It's all about selling the packages. They put you on the front of a magazine like Football Today. It's like
Sports Illustrated.
And then you're like, whoa.
Wow, he's the best receiver and he's 5'1"?
And then you put on
know.
Cheerleading Inc. magazine, and my sister would be there. And
then they put like a headline underneath like, the world's best cheerleader.
Yeah, and everybody gets the same
And then we wonder
standard.
why all of our kids have entitlement issues. And, it's like we've been telling them they're the best since day one.
It was when Photoshop, basic Photoshop was still an anomaly.
We were just
and
laying
we
a
were
graphic
like, whoa, it looks like it's a magazine.
My God, were
blew
you
our
really
mind.
on the magazine?
God damn.
Were people really saying that? You're
Well,
explaining to your grandma, you're like, okay, Grandma, I wasn't in Rolling Stone. What?
I mean,
What's that?
What's Rolling Stone?
They do it nowadays with like newspaper stuff too, where you can get like novelty newspaper articles where it's like someone wrote a newspaper article about you and then it's printed on a page that you put like in a frame.
A lot of families do those for their yearly newsletter. By the way, we don't care. You don't need to send me that stuff.
I don't need a gator belt.
And
oh, don't you dare.
And somehow like
Don't you dare.
some fake article printed on a fake newspaper and then you hung it. What does that mean? Like
So it's a waste of time.
Because you're like, well, no one really wrote an article about me, so it's all fake. So why is this even a thing? Like, is it so?
Hey, look, I'm tricking you into thinking I'm important.
Yeah. And believe me,
Right? Isn't that what you're doing?
your guests
It's a
can
cute
tell.
thing.
Like your guests can tell. Like
Sam, we don't like fun. You know that.
I know.
hold on. Like the Miami Herald wrote an article on the front page about you. This is like. this picture was taken 2 years ago.
Glamour Shots is still a thing. It's still a company, but it's only available, like official Glamour Shots, in 2 states. What 2 states do you think still are holding on to Glamour Shots?
Florida and Texas.
We got one of them, Texas.
Okay, I know that.
Oklahoma.
We're the dum-dums. Florida, Texas. I always give Florida, Texas.
Think about a little bit about some of the style that is in Glamour Shots. What kind of style does that give you?
Oh, in the Midwest.
No.
Mississippi?
No. Man, you guys are bad at this.
Georgia.
Like more extravagant.
Georgia?
No.
Connecticut?
No. God, New Jersey,
Maine,
guys.
New Jersey.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh,
Jersey
yeah.
Shore style.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
There's a lot of
You
Jersey
guys
Shore
are
in
naming
those.
every other state.
Well, it looks
Texas
very...
and Jersey.
Yeah.
They're the
Okay.
only ones with Glamour Shots.
Well, we got to buy a plane ticket. What's the Jersey's easier flight?
By the way,
we're sending
Look,
Butler
Tony
to...
Rage has everything set up now. And
He doesn't have
at
the
his house.
razzle jackets.
All right, hold
We'll
on.
have to get some razzle jackets.
I'm tired of everybody giving Florida S all the time.
Yeah.
We need to give New Jersey more
Yeah,
S.
take
well,
them.
it
That's where
is.
from Friar
'Cause-
Mike's from. Get them.
Yeah, because New Jersey's a hunk of S. Like it's not. It's the less. It's New York's R word cousin.
Oh, wow.
It's
Shots
true.
fired.
Like nothing. It's just I've been in Jersey one time for a funeral, and it's just a industry town, and
No,
there's
it's a garden state.
Nah,
I only went. Well, no, I never went there. My dad went there because the publishing company he worked for, Printosol Publishing Company, was based out of Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. And my dad always said. Basically, he said what he said about Deltona. They should just drop a goddamn bomb on it.
And
Because it was
also-
all industrial parks.
Yeah,
he said
yeah,
it was gray, and he said it was gross.
There's a lot of trash people from New Jersey that now live in Florida. So everybody gives a lot of S to Florida, but I think it's because the New Jersey trash people moved down. Too.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of
You guys stunk up good old Florida with your stinky old Jersey butts.
Everybody gives Florida a lot of crap.
Get out of here. Take your admiral's jackets and your captain's coats out of here.
And a lot of it we deserve, but a lot of it is from the trash people from around the country moving to
of
here.
course, yeah.
Because our weather's so good.
Yeah, Florida is like Australia of the United States. It's full of
We're the
cons.
we're the weather
Yep.
mall, man.
Yeah. It's
We got all the great weather, and all the trash people come here to just loiter and hang out by the Chick-fil-A.
and so I blame
That's what I used to do at the mall. Hang
us-
out by the Chick-fil-A.
a small part of our dysfunction on New Jersey people.
I like that.
Yeah.
First email.
Oh, okay.
See, you thought I was going to forget about it, didn't you?
I did. I watched this last night, and I can't believe Tom hasn't talked about it. It's a documentary on Netflix called Tread. It's about a dude from South Dakota getting mad at the local family of his town and builds a tank/bulldozer and destroyed the whole town.
Oh, I know this story.
Nobody could stop this vehicle. Amazing story and quick, straight to the point documentary.
It's also
the reason
kinda
it wasn't in the
tragic, I
news was because Ronald Reagan had died the
Yeah.
next day, and the story was buried. Check it out. I've heard about this.
Yeah, 100%. The news cycle
Yeah.
just buried the whole thing. Doesn't it end poorly for the...
Yeah, I think.
Oh, they got him good.
Yeah, I think they
cops-
got him good.
And we've talked about this before on the show. Like, he built this amazing
The killing machine.
Yeah. Tank, which was
Wasn't he? Maybe I'm getting my stories mixed up, but wasn't he ex-military or ex-police?
It wasn't a tank. It was basically a
Sorta sounds
bulldozer.
familiar. Yeah, it was like
It was a bulldozer that he modified, so it had armor on it. and
like a
stuff.
modified construction vehicle of some sort.
But he did an incredible engineering job building all this, but then for whatever reason, like left the hatch open or something. Because remember, a cop climbed up there and just like opened the hatch because he left it open and there's like firing his service revolver.
Yeah, you never leave the hatch
Oh
open.
yeah. I think he killed him good. But yeah, that guy went bananas and started bulldozing his town, and they couldn't stop him. Like the cops were
There is something in
shooting
me.
the revolvers into like armor.
I can feel it. There's something in me that if I got on like a front end loader or a bulldozer
Yeah.
or any of those type of heavy machinery, if presented, I'm saying, if presented a optimum opportunity for severe carnage, nobody getting hurt, I just mean like destroying things, you're going to have to get me off of that thing. Because I feel like I would be pulled into wanting to just start being a chopper, almost. An industrial chopper.
Also, I see this man's point. Like he was just he is fed up. He was mad at the government. I think it was.
Oh no, he was a welder and an automobile muffler repair shop owner.
Oh, well, that's all you need.
Yeah, he just welded it all together himself.
Yeah, he knew exactly what to do. He
What was he
probably
mad-
was a hell of a welder.
He was mad because like the the county wouldn't give him his like permit to
Yeah,
redo his
he was
bathroom.
like, he was mad because he was getting fines for violating city health ordinances.
You know what
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
better than this guy, though?
So-
Because this guy could actually hurt some people. I like Trash Houseman, who's so mad because he's compiling these fines for having a trash house that, what does he do? He doubles down and then he just creates a statue of a middle finger out of trash.
Yeah.
And then he's like, come get my trash middle finger. I like that guy better.
And he did end up taking his own life.
Yeah, that's what
was
Juan
that-
Yeah,
said.
I think
Okay.
they cornered him, and then he was just like, screw it. I did the damage.
I wish you could do that in iPhone, the tanks game. I wish once you're cornered, I could just be like, I'm going to kill myself now, guys. I'm out.
Also, it's kind of like his aggression was misdirected because like you're getting these fines from like the local clerk of court, and it's just like going through the minutia of like a neighbor complains, then they send out an inspector and he writes a report, and then like the clerk of court signs off on the fine. You know, it's like all this. There's just some paperwork, and then you're like, I can't take it, and then you're bulldozing like a guy's car, and
he
then
had
like
targets. He took down the town hall, the former mayor's office, and several other government buildings.
yeah, but they weren't really
Yeah.
involved. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, City Hall is...
like the mayor didn't even know.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know bills, fines. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just all.
Hope he doesn't steal my ribbon cutting scissors.
And then you killed yourself, and then like they're cleaning it all up, and you didn't change anything, and
No.
like all
There's
you know,
a
the-
mental illness.
Yeah.
Did you read that story that happened? I want to say like last week or a week or so ago. Well, it may have been a minute ago. The judge, where the guy, he tried a case in front of the judge one time, and he's like one of these like anti-feminist like wackanuts. And he basically pretended to be a FedEx guy and just found out where she lived and stalked her whole family.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Look that up. I know you love that kind of stuff. Look that one up.
That's
That one's super scary. And her whole thing is because her son ended up getting killed. He's the one that answered the door. And her husband, he got in critical condition as well. I guess she wasn't home. But she's like, you got to start protecting us more. You can't be letting people know where we're at.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, like you got to. But mental illness is real, man. It's out there. You get another email?
Yeah.
Maybe something happier than mental illness and
yeah,
judges
so
dying.
this
Good
is,
job, Daniel.
A listener from South Carolina sent us an ad for Lowe's Foods. They said, hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, and Dobson. I saw this ad for my local grocery store up here in South Carolina and couldn't stop laughing. Thought you would enjoy it. Apparently at Lowe's Foods, it's Choptober.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It says, we'll chop
We'll
anything.
chop anything.
Yeah.
And then their button is chop now.
What's Lowe's Foods?
It's a grocery store in
okay.
South Carolina. Thanks for listening.
That's awesome. Shout out to South Carolina.
Yeah, the chopper runs hard.
Oh, man. He's been chopping more than ever.
He's starting recruiting other choppers.
Yes.
And we gotta stop that.
Yeah.
Because you get an army of choppers, there's no stopping.
Yeah.
them.
No,
Yeah.
can't stop the chop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They'll run at you, and you gotta mow them down.
I just run.
bulldoze 'em.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, they're
I
not
just run
afraid.
from them. I'm not gonna run towards them. Are you crazy?
Yeah, they're not afraid.
I know when I'm outmatched.
The original chopper, like in World War One, like they run first when you blow the whistle.
Right.
They,
Yeah.
you get out
Well,
the truck.
one
They'll
chopper,
run straight at a machine gun, firing hot lead at you, and run right into the barbed wire, and start swimming in it, and they'll just machine gun you down.
One chopper
That's
on
what
your
happens.
team is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like it's
yeah.
a specialty thing, but too many choppers and an uncontrolled level of chopping.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around that. It's almost like nuclear power. It's like in doses, it can be extremely good, but in the wrong hands.
Well, we know this chopper was in a nuclear lake the other day.
No, yeah.
He still hasn't told us about that.
What? I mean, I know that we've all been dealing
Are
with
we
COVID.
exposed to like nuclear radiation
Oh,
from Butler?
I'm virtually certain we're exposed to everything because he's the only guy I know that during COVID has done
Every
everything
vacation.
he's done everything you're supposed to not do.
He did tell us about that nuclear lake. I never heard. We're gonna.
Do you want to get him in here? Well, we don't have time.
No, we'll talk about it on another show.
Yeah, we got time for one more email.
Okay. Hey, guys. I know I emailed before about this YouTuber and his channel, All Gas No Breaks. Today, H3 released an interview with him where he mentions that he actually was hanging out at the Sausage Castle both times he was recording the Florida Man episodes, and it seems like he goes there quite a bit. I figured I'd mention it because Dan mentioned to you guys he'd reached out, and I figured you guys wouldn't be watching a 2-hour H3 podcast episode where he talks about the Sausage Castle.
All right.
I don't remember who that guy is, but All Gas No Breaks.
Yeah, I reached out to him. I'll keep trying and see if we can.
What is it a YouTube channel about?
It's
Is
like
it
Florida kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like more like Florida-centric weird stories. and stuff like that. But like a lot of people have been hanging out at the Sausage Castle, from what I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Florida social media headquarter thing, right? Like if you're in that world, the social media, Instagram, Snapchat world, like you probably
You're
heard
a
of
certain
Busey
type
or-
of person, though, if you actually go visit Sausage Castle.
Well,
you know what I mean?
we
like
visited
Kylie
Sausage
Jenner's
Castle.
not going to the Sausage Castle.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Juggalo adjacent. I would say not totally Juggalo, just in the same
smidge.
Venn diagram. There's an overlap.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy's from Seattle. He goes all across the country, kind of handling interesting stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys like that, though. You know,
And nowadays you could turn into a business, and that's all. You know,
I mean, Adam LeWoo's been doing it for forever and a day, and he's had to pivot a bunch of times. I mean, we know his story from starting out as doing like urban exploring and then having to pivot because those places are getting shut down.
Yeah.
Although I would imagine, and I thought about this the other night, maybe while I fell on some true leave, that urban exploring will be up in 2021 because you're going to have a lot of places that COVID kind of killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have stadiums. You're going to have all kinds of different stuff that
Probably
just isn't used anymore.
Parks and theme parks.
Yeah. Smaller theme parks, I would imagine. Summer-style theme parks, those ones that open in colder places only one time a year. Are they even going to open, you know? I mean...
I don't want to be a narc here, but I did drive by, and me and Crystal drove by Monkey Joe's the other day, and there was people inside there.
Yeah, it's the Joe family.
Okay,
Right.
because then we came up with the theory that maybe it's the owners. They were just like, all right, we're shut down, so maybe we'll just use it personally. We'll just turn on the inflatables.
Not to pile in.
Because I was like,
or
no
pile on,
way,
rather.
old Corona Joe's is open.
Corona Joe's.
I'm just saying.
No, you know what
that
I thought?
place is
You know what? I
goddamn
thought
petri
that if
dish.
you had enough money, they clean it and you rent it out for your family, right?
Right.
You could do that. And
but-
that's how they can make a little bit of money right now is if they control the environment.
But just from the electricity, like 1 day of electricity in that place with all the blowers and things, like
Well, there's no air on in there. Just
Like
open
it-
the windows. Keep the door
but
cracked.
if you were rich, I guess, like if you were to pay $500.
Oh, no. Monkey Joe's is open. Tracy confirmed. White Claw Tracy
Really?
confirmed it is open. She saw a Facebook ad about them being open.
Oh, Corona Joe.
I'm going today.
Hey, listen, okay, I'm not. People do whatever they want, and I hope they listen. I used to bring my sons to Monkey Joe's and everything.
You go there all the time.
Although like Paul Williams, his argument of like why are the bar still closed and Monkey Joe's is open? You got an argument there.
That's a good argument.
Like you got a valid point now. If you're a bar owner, you're like Monkey Joe's.
Yeah, hey, but they got beer. I'll drink me a Monkey Joe's beer.
It's just I'm just.
They're only doing package and merch right now.
Their official website says that some of their locations are open, but some remain temporarily closed.
Yeah.
So
Castleberry,
but it doesn't tell you like what precautions the ones that are open are taking. But you know,
I'm sure
enter at your own risk.
I'm
I
sure
guess.
they're taking the precautions, but
they have to. They don't want to get shut down again. They're going to do it right, but
a bunch of kids were bouncing and like I'm just saying,
hard to control.
I've never left there without getting diarrhea a couple days later. I'm just saying. So, you know,
Oh yeah, I try to tell you not to lick all the crane machines.
I just
you
saying.
love it. You love it.
It's
I found a list of their cleanliness measures.
What's the first thing you
I'm
do
sure
when you
they're
go
fine.
there?
It's
You
just-
jump on the jumbo piano, right? And do the big. Ding, ding, ding.
They don't have that one on the Castleberry Monkey Joe's.
They don't have that?
No. It's just a bunch of.
Let's open up
blow-up houses.
independent kid zone now. Now, right? They need
Now's
them.
the time,
Now's the time. They need
Oh,
them
yeah,
red
yeah.
hot.
Yeah, and just be like, drop your kid off, come pick them up
Yeah.
later. We'll do the band thing. We know.
Yeah, we'll do a count.
We'll do the color band thing.
And don't worry about masks.
And, you know, I bet you the teens that we hire, they'll be super responsible.
We've told them to call us.
They'll make sure
I
your
told
kid
them,
doesn't get
call me and
kidnapped.
wake me up if there's a problem.
Yeah. This 14-year-old, they know how.
They know
Did
you
security.
order the pizza? You didn't. You're an idiot. It's a birthday party. You got to order a pizza.
Yeah. This the 17-year-old girl, they'll keep your kid from getting out. They're diligent. I'm just joking. It's fine. I'm just saying. If you're a bar, I'd be like, what? Come on. All right. We got to get bye-bye. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm dead.
All right. Let's
All right.
let's jump into some voicemails.
I love voicemail messages. You can leave us a voicemail by getting our free app. I've said this 1,000 times. Wherever apps are found, just type in A Mediocre Time or Tom and Dan. Totally free. All of our content's on there, and we would love to hear from you. Where are you on conspiracies, Mr. Van?
Well, I like to hear them. Sometimes they're interesting.
We got a new one, and it involves people within our own ranks.
Gentlemen, how you doing? I just wanted to say that I am fully convinced that Southern Kermit is playing up the Kermit voice. It has definitely gotten a little bit more Kermit-y as time has gone on.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The character of Southern Kermit, who calls all the time, has become more Kermit-y.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's natural that you're going to slide more into whatever character that someone has deemed that, you know what I'm saying? Like the Drunky the Bear thing. Like I kind of talk like that, but then over years of you making fun of it or like the making fun of the voice or I just slid more into it because it seemed like that's what the direction was supposed to be. I don't know.
And I don't feel like Southern Kermit, who is a caller, I don't feel like he is intelligent enough to deflect.
Why are you insulting my friend?
Well, why don't you let me finish before you guys pile on? I don't feel like he's intelligent enough to deflect the amount of subconscious influence his brain is going to have on knowing that we like the Southern Kermit voice. So subconsciously, his brain is going to do the Southern Kermit voice more actively just because it brings him pleasure to know that we like it.
Yeah.
So he's not going to, even unthinkingly to him, he's just going to play it up because it's a good thing.
It's like,
and do you think he sings like Kermit?
No.
No.
Like Mel Tillis used to stutter. But when he sings with no stutter.
I want to hear him sing the Rainbow Connection.
I don't think people sing in accents. Like if Canadian Josh sings, I guarantee he doesn't sing.
You're right. That's always bothered me.
Canadian accent is very generic.
When singers sing, it's me.
That's your Kermit alarm.
Oh my God.
So many messages.
I know. What is all this?
Oh
my God. My wife need help. I don't know.
What does that mean?
I can't read. Need help. I need help discovering what's going on with Southern Kermit. What do you mean you need help? Why's everything got to be about you? Oh, it's a car accident. Want to do one more?
Yeah.
Hey guys, just listening to one of the Monday episode after Jim Phillips. You're talking about subjecting your kids to when you're out of toilet paper, seeing you on the toilet. A fond memory that I have of my grandfather, loved the man, was when we would say goodbye after going to Grandma and Grandpa's house for the weekend.
Okay, is it going to be good or bad? Because he threw in a love the man.
Right.
And whenever you do that,
it's not going to be good.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It'd probably be embarrassing, but...
I'll back it up a little bit. Grandpas have a lot of embarrassing stories. Man, you have some gems you can't even share.
Yeah,
so do I. I have some stuff I can't even say on the air that happened.
Half of my grandfather, loved the man, was when we would say goodbye after going to Grandma and Grandpa's house for the weekend or whatever it was. If it was that time and my grandpa was on the toilet and we were leaving, door wide open, go give Grandpa a hug, say goodbye. Doesn't matter if he's naked on the toilet. Pretty gross. Not an actual fond memory, but a memory for sure burned into my brain. Later.
My daughter does that to me now. Like my daughter, if they're going to,
Wait, you guys just leave your bathroom door open?
No, I close my door.
And you don't lock it.
Well, I can't. It's like a sliding door, and it's got one of those little, it's not even really a lock. It's like a little latch. It's not meant to be locked. And I slide it, and then Maisie will open it all the way out, and she'll go, da-ta, and she'll come in and give me a hug, and I'm like, she'll be like, oh, stinks in here. And I'm like, well, you came in.
You gotta teach these kids not to come in the door when it's closed.
But I want her love. I want to get that as much as I can.
Oh, yeah. My sons will walk right in the bathroom. And now I had it locked where they didn't know how to open it. Now they know the penny or the quarter trick where it's just
your
like,
kids are picking the lock to watch you take a deuce. This
No,
is
not
getting
watching.
weird, man.
But they'll be like, Daddy, what does it say? They're like, on their Kindle, they're playing the Harry Potter game, and every time they go up to a person, it says a sentence they can't read yet. They can a little bit, but not.
Yeah, they only
lazy.
do a couple of words. Yeah,
and then they're like, Daddy, what's that? I'm like, I'll be out in a second. Just give me a minute. And then I'll hear them like,
no.
Stinkatus.
And then they'll run back, and I'm like, don't open the door. I hear them. I'm like, stop. And then they'll open the door.
Who taught them how to pick locks?
No.
And they'll burst in there, and then they're like, what does it say? They're like, and then I get the Kindle. I'm like, it says, how you doing, Harry? It's so stupid. It never. It's a train conductor being polite.
Did you find a chocolate frog, Harry?
Yeah.
Great.
It's not even a clue to the game. It's just
Dad's working on a chocolate frog.
It's just
Look, I don't have kids, but if I did and they were picking the locks to come into the bathroom, there'd be some problems.
I know. I'm screaming.
Who taught him how to pick the lock?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's our fault because like Tommy or Max will lock the door in their room. And then we'll be like, open the door, and then I'm like, I'm coming in here, and then I'll go get the quarter, and then the other one sees that it's all.
Well, you don't show them.
They also
also take the doors off the hinges so they can't lock you out. Whose house is this?
No, I know.
Man, she's a mean old mama.
Calm down, no.
These kids are ruining your life.
Mean mama gonna get you.
Brumhilda over here. Fun killer. Once you cook them in some
fun?
stew.
Whose house is this? Whose house is this?
What's fun? Getting walked in on in the bathroom every 5 minutes?
I was saying it, guys.
Get over here. I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap.
Cut them some slack here.
They have nothing but slack. It's all slack with those kids.
Yeah. They like slack.
Apparently.
They are.
That's right. They hate tightness.
They've actually started calling themselves slackers. This is weird. Oh my God. Let's go to this one right here.
Hey Sam, Tom, Dan, Butler, hopefully Crystal or anyone else that's there. Much love. It's Christina from Oklahoma. I was just wanting to talk to y'all about how some bugs we like to release, like spiders and like certain bugs, and some bugs we like to just kill, smash. So I was wondering about that, about Crystal, because I think her and I are a lot alike, because I still do. Like, I save all the spiders. I put them in a cup. If they're really tiny and they're like living in a little corner of the house, I'm like, dude, you're cool. You can stay. You stay.
Oh my God.
What?
It's just too much.
You like kill bugs. Like, you're fine. Like, behind the toilet, there might be a little tiny, little bitty spider.
I kill them all.
Like, just stay. So, I was just wondering, are we like being racist towards bugs or like buggist? Because like when I see a fucking roach, I'm like, smash, kill it. And I heard the other day that, y'all are killing moths. Tom, why are you doing that?
Well, there's 3 bugs, actually 4, I guess, that my wife's cool with killing. Like, all spiders get released. Every other bug gets released. Mosquitoes,
what's the bug hierarchy here?
Mosquitoes get killed instantly.
Don't say all spiders get released.
Just
because you say some spiders get released doesn't mean that you have to say that. It actually works against you. It actually makes you look kind of buggish if you say that.
Roaches get killed in our house.
There you
so
go.
Mosquitoes,
Now
roaches. Moths, Crystal would prefer me to
she's
catch and release.
Terrified of them, right?
Yeah, but there's some.
I combined petrified and terrified and made it petrified or terra-petra.
Yeah. She will just look the other way if I kill a moth. She prefer me catch and release it outside, but if it does get killed in the process, I don't have to be as careful as if like another bug or spider or something. Ants we can kill too.
Oh, so ants are cool.
Ants,
more
roaches,
and more bugs
mosquitoes.
are getting added to the list.
Moths, casualty by accident is fine.
I got a lot of dead lizards in my door jams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Where
lizards we have to save.
They get in there, and then I shut the door, and it squishes them, and then I let them dry there, and then I just leave them.
Yeah.
As like almost they're like an etching, or it's like hieroglyphics or something. I don't scrape them off with a paint scraper or
what bothers
my
me
nails or anything.
Is every once in a while there would be a gecko inside the house.
I just let them go.
Or a lizard.
I let them run around.
and it'll run behind the couch or under the couch, and I'll be like, all right, well, that took care of itself. And then, but done. Crystal's like, I can't be in here with that thing running around.
Well, wait a minute. She loves animals, so if you're going to love them, then you get them.
And then I have to, go on this whole mission. I'm under the couch.
No, you got to tell her, look, if you want to get it, you get it. You're the one that loves them so much, not me.
No. Well, I don't run my house like that.
No, but I'm just saying. But if you don't care about the gecko, then you shouldn't be ordered to get the gecko.
No, she orders me.
I would say you go get it.
You
go get the gecko. I don't care about it. Also, geckos are weird because you can see through them when they're standing on a wall or something. The babies.
Oh yeah.
You can see through the geckos.
Like I just want.
They make weird sounds.
I've never take big dumps.
I've never seen a dump or heard their sounds.
Yeah. Geckos will make this weird high pitched gecko sound. They're all on my walls.
What's it sound like?
In your walls?
Sounds like Steven Tyler.
They kind of sound like bats. I thought it was bats for the longest time, but I realized it was geckos, and they make a high pitched squeaking bat sound. I know they're everywhere. They're infested my whole entire house.
Like in the walls.
They're all in the walls. Like I see them. I don't know why I got so many geckos.
Are they gone now because of the drywall dust? That'll smoke them out.
No. They're
more than ever.
Yeah, they're outside.
Our whole countertops are made of gecko.
It's they're fine. And like I said, they'll eat the bugs, but I think they'll eventually die in the house. There's not enough bugs for them to eat in there. How many bugs do they have to eat a day?
A gecko?
Like
Look
multiple?
that up, Sam.
Can they go out? Can they be fine after one bug?
That's kind of how I feel like, because we feed the shrimp to our fish here, and I think each fish gets like 2.5 shrimp. They're like, oh, it's like filet mignon.
Yeah. Well, they're tiny.
I don't need a lot.
Well, in captivity, it tells you to feed your gecko 5 to 10 crickets every other day.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of crickets.
Well,
those things are turning and burning.
While baby geckos can require as many as 20 small crickets per day.
Oh, my God.
They eat crazy. Thus the big dumps.
That guy's starving alive in your house because you don't have a lot of bugs there.
No. Not enough.
Maybe they're in your walls.
All the bugs?
Oh,
yeah.
No.
You're not knocking any walls down, are you?
Not anymore.
Okay.
We did, though.
Found a lot of bugs.
Oh, well, we found the remnants of bugs, which freaked Crystal out. And then caused her to tell all the people working in our house that these are not our roaches.
Bugs,
these are the roaches of the people prior to us.
So how bad?
And I'm like, these people don't give a damn.
No.
They literally could care less.
No, they didn't even hear what she said.
No. Yeah.
How would you feel, and how bad would it be for you if I walked into your house once you get done and I go, oh my God, this looks amazing? It kind of smells like old bugs in here. Like, did you guys have old bugs? Yeah, I smell old bugs, 100%. Would that freak her out? And would she be like, we gotta start over?
Probably. It probably mentally messed with her a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
What about the bathroom? Wasn't there like a crazy smell in there? Is that going away?
Oh, yeah, that's
she
gone
thinks
away.
you got mold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we had 1 hand of water over there. He's with the testing machine. I'm like, oh, I'm shaking my head.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know what he said, but it sounded like Wakanda water. And I looked at Dan for some kind of interpretation of what was just said.
1-800 water.
I was just imagining how funny it is that there is a dog wearing laser goggles getting a laser treatment testing for mold in his house.
Oh, yeah. He's in that. I'm shaking my head. He's like, I'm testing. He's like putting the cartridges in. I'm like, this whole thing was redone. There's no mold in here. This lady's crazy. And he knew, but he just going through the motions.
And that'll be $500, you idiot. Put your laser goggles on.
Yeah, he's like, look, there's only, 15 spores here. That's within the guidelines. It's like, all right, I know.
15 spores.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm telling Crystal, I was like, this guy goes to places where it's like all this black mold. It's like it stings your eyes. There's so much black mold. Like that, you're like, I think if you sit there under the perfect circumstances, you can kind of smell the tiniest hint of mold. And I'm like, no one smells that, only you. Like I think that's Butler has that extreme sense of smell.
So if we send him into your bathroom, is he going to be like, I smell mold in here?
Hide the soapy butt, though, because he's going in there for sure.
He'll chop that thing crazy. He'll chop some dents in it.
He'll go right at it.
He can't stop himself. Howard Stern's butt bongos. Let's try this guy.
Yo guys, Sean from the Bear here. In our household, typically whoever does the cooking will also do the cleaning, like the dishes. Which, when you think about it, kind of sucks because it's like you're already working.
Doing everything.
You go and fix a proper meal for the fam, and then you get stuck with cleaning the damn dishes. But that's just how it kind of works out in our household. Dan, I know you love to cook, but who does the dishes afterwards? And also, Tom, I know you'll cook meat, but I don't know if you cook all the vegetarian nonsense that your wife makes you eat. And afterwards, who does the cleanup? Sam, also, I'd like to know. You or Trav and Butler. I don't really care about Butler.
Oh.
Yeah, let me know, guys.
Butler, get in here. I care about you. Do you guys? Okay.
It varies depending. Sometimes it's a you cook, I clean. Sometimes it's an I cook, I clean. Sometimes it's a he cooks, he cleans. It really just depends.
We're a 50-50 split, man. It's always whoever does the cook. Like last night, last night we split the cook, and I did surfaces, and she loaded dishwasher. Normally, we try to even it out. It's like, oh, you cook the whole meal, I got the clean. Or we
kind of do both together. Like we'll both be cooking. Like he'll be on the grill and I'll be doing like the
we
sides
split it up. Like last night we kind of split it up, but I probably did more of the cooking. She did. I do
more of
the
the cleaning.
Yeah,
for sure. Oh,
Chopper.
What happened?
I don't think a chopper can do the dishes.
He'll chop them
actually, I specialize in the cleaning. Actually, more often than not, I do the cleaning. But I'm kind of like Sam. Well, I do in depth. I do Jen will typically just do like a surface clean. I pull everything out the countertop and stuff.
Oh wow,
deep clean.
Do you guys?
No, I wipe around if there's a paper. I'm serious. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I mean, if we didn't get any food on it, and I'm looking at it and there's nothing there, I will wipe, and I'll get as close as I humanly can without getting the paper wet. But I'll wipe around it. Now I know it's not right, but look, I got a 5-year-old, and I need time, so that's the way I do it.
I like doing the dishes because I can listen to podcasts, and it's my only time.
By doing the dishes, are you just putting them in the dishwasher, or are you actually hand washing?
No, I'm hand washing them because Crystal's got this weird OCD about washing. She refuses to put dirty dishes in the. And in fact, with our new appliances,
it's got the grinder in the bottom.
I don't know what. Yeah, I'm guessing like this a brand new 2020 dishwasher is going to be extra good. Like you can put,
it's efficient. Yeah, we have a newer one that we got 2 years ago. And it's good. They're good.
I have a hunk of junk one, and I put the dirtiest of dishes.
I have a newer one, and I don't like it.
Lots of debris.
Yeah, I like my older one
and
better.
Remember, I'm new on dishwashers. This is my first time using a dishwasher, and I don't like it. It doesn't get it clean enough.
See, the key,
and it doesn't dry them.
Well, how long are you letting those things sit in the sink? You got to put them in fresh.
Oh, they go in fresh.
And stuff will dry.
I'll just wash them by my hand now. I don't even put them in the dishwasher.
I'll do a simple rinse if it's something starchy that's going to stick. Other than that, I just put them in and they get clean.
Let me ask you this. So, usually things get better as technology gets better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like all
I do what Juan does. Tiny rinse into the dishwasher.
So all products get better as the technology advances.
And more efficient,
and more efficient and stuff.
See, I think that's what it is. It's the more efficient because then it uses less water and less soap and everything. Yeah.
Are you using the right setting? I was using the wrong setting, and then Andrea said, no, you got to use the sensor.
So
I got the sensor button.
Try that.
Pots and pans, everything.
But screw it.
Cleans them good.
No.
Because on my Airbnb we just stayed at, they had an old, it looked like it was from the 90s dishwasher.
Yeah.
And that
I like
thing,
just the dial. I'm a fan.
I think it had a dial. It was way old, right? But this thing, it cleaned good.
I'm telling you, the old stuff works better.
And it dried to molten, whatever heat that it got.
Yeah.
Like when I opened
it's like an oven. You could bake a cake in there.
I pulled out a bowl, and it was red hot to the touch. I was like, yeah! And I was like, wow, this thing got the dishes hot.
I want the old stuff. Even my washing machine is brand new. I want the old one with the agitator in the middle.
Because I think
it's a cleaner.
You guys sound like me. You used to make fun of old crotchety
No, you always
Danny.
want the new stuff.
I do, but it never works as good.
But washing machines, dishwasher, because of efficiency and because of
save the water.
Yeah, save water, be clean, less energy. I don't think they work as good. I think there was a sweet spot with dishwashers and washing machines where they would waste a ton, but it would work better.
2002 was the sweet spot.
It probably cost $30 to heat that dishwasher as hot as it
Juan's
needed to
saying
get.
that caused a lot of fires, older dishwashers.
Yeah, but it worked better.
Yeah, it did work better.
I'm just saying.
Not if your house burned down.
Well,
you probably debate
keep an eye on it.
There's that.
Still dried those dishes though while it's burning.
Yeah. So there's water in it.
That is true.
It's a round water. How much is gonna burn? It's fine. I'm just saying. I think the older dishwasher, and I wonder if there's a market for the old dishwasher that was inefficient as hell. It's like similar to. I know a lot of people like they have water conserving like fixtures in a lot of the new houses and stuff, and they're like their toilets are like energy efficient. Like you can go and get rid of all that. And certain cars have like some sort of efficiency that you could like turn off because
mine does that.
Yeah. Like I think the old inefficient ones work better.
That's why I turn it all off.
I bet you my dishwasher, this new one I got, which was like I guess mid-tier. I don't know how much it cost, but it was like a nicer dishwasher. I bet it doesn't work as good as that Airbnb dishwasher.
Well, mine already broke. I had to fix it last weekend. No. Like things are not made as well as I used to. Remember, my roller came undone, like the whole piece, and it's just like a little piece of like plastic or something, and it just snapped right off, so I had to fix the whole damn thing.
I had to get Joe Byrne to burn the bugs out of my dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. You had bugs?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I know, right?
In your dishwasher?
I don't know. They're coming from that area. Got them good, though. They're all gone.
I mean, how do you know?
They're pest control.
Like, you turn on your dishwasher, and your dishwasher's washing your dishes with bugs?
Possibly.
So
Christ on a bike.
They're is there any dishwasher that you could actually put in like a hours old plate that has dried food on it and it be clean?
Yeah, mine you can. I mean, it depends on really what it is and how much of it's in
there.
there.
It's kind of like the pressure sprayer to kind of really get at it, right?
The hardest ones are like your oatmeals, like any of that, like that
chili,
kind of
like
baked on goods.
Yeah, if I cook chili and the remnants bowls, and if I let them dry, that ain't coming off with it. You got to scrub that off before you put it in the dishwasher, or
give it a good soak.
You put it all in there fresh. You know, that's my problem. I always let it go overnight, and then the next morning everything's hardened to plaster. And then
you got to load it that night of.
Yeah, you wash it that night, right?
Yeah, that's like a rule. Like Andrea's like, no, and then she'll like, can you do surfaces, please? Can you do surfaces?
If you don't run it that night, doesn't it stink really bad?
Oh yeah,
it smells horrible.
I leave it. We leave it. We're like, we'll get it tomorrow. Then next time, fruit flies. I'm like,
yeah.
oh god,
that'll make the new kitchen look great.
yeah.
New kitchen, same flies.
still trashy. Like you can't get that out. That's stuck in there. There's no getting it out. I've tried. I'm already almost 40, isn't that? Like, I'm half dead.
No, you're stuck in your ways.
It's not like all of a sudden I'm going to be 50, but like, he's fancy, not trashy at all. No. You had 40 years of ingrained trashiness. It's more piles under.
Everybody's like piling on now about that. You leave it over. That's what you did at college. You leave it overnight.
Oh, yeah. I don't, learn my lesson. So it's just always... live like an animal. Oh man, when we had the nanny, that was the best times of my life. So good,
sweet spot.
You let her go.
You had this abuela living in your house. You're just constantly just wiping stuff down and doing laundry and cleaning. Oh god,
and you do the fake
and singing.
And you do the fake thing.
Why did you get rid of her?
She goes to do dishes, and you're like, oh, you don't have to do that. Oh, please do that.
It was a money thing because at a certain point when the boys went back to school. Like she'd
just be sitting there by himself.
Still use her to like clean around the house.
Yeah, but she cleaned the whole house, and then she was just sitting on the couch with her hands.
She's watching El Gato.
There's nothing to do.
What if you have her there part time? Or is it too much now with the transit?
She needed a full-time job.
Yeah.
And now she real
she
fancy.
She left you now.
Yeah, she's like,
living the life.
I know.
I saw her in traffic the other day. She's driving a Land Rover.
She Mr. Tom. Oh, he's
Mr. Tom El Cheapo.
She's moving on up. Yeah, I visited her. She live in a mansion now. Oh, rich.
She has a maid.
Yeah. I saw her flying in a private plane. Remember? Yeah. I was like, oh man, I bet she's like, Tom took Delta.
When they come back, I get the warm Sprite.
We got our margaritas when we went to Colorado.
She let loose?
Yeah. We were like... I would order a margarita, but then at every restaurant, I just kept ordering her margaritas because I think she liked it.
That's
but I don't
also
know if she
racist.
Wants it.
She'll have a margarita sombrero.
Why would you do that?
She wanted this.
Because she's racist.
No.
What do you mean? Why would you do that?
She wanted.
She would like a. Excuse me. A taco. She would like a taco, burrito, margarita, sombrero, Fiesta. Do you speak Fiesta, sir? Tom Villa, international superstar,
that's what you want.
Podcaster.
Anyway.
Do you want queso? Queso?
Hey,
say it louder, they'll know it. Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time we were at the Mexican restaurant 2 years ago, or now 3 years ago for your birthday over here, and then Tony Rage started talking to the waitress because it was taking a long time. He's talking to her in Spanish, and then we were all mad because we're like, oh, you had to one-up us, and you had to be like the cool guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People that know they want to.
But then he was like making jokes with him. He's like, and pointing to us, and be like, and then they were like, I'm like, you're making fun of us. I know you're making fun of us. Could see it in his eyes.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more corporate time. So we don't do bonus shows that often because, frankly, we do so much content to begin with that
is true.
We're like, it never occurs to us to like, hey, let's do a bonus show, more content.
Because they want more.
Yeah. People can't even listen to all the stuff we put out. But we got a request from Fairvilla because Fairvilla's promoting their Fairvilla University.
Indeed.
And they wanted to do a segment on Dirty Talk, and we didn't want to make this a radio-friendly segment. Then we were going to do a BDM show.
That's a lot. You can do limited dirty talk via radio, but I think if you're uninhibited, where you've got the freedom to use your full vocabulary, I think it could be better.
Yeah.
But we have Jackie and we have Debbie on the line, and we're going to do some dirty talking, courtesy of Fairvilla University. What's up, guys?
Hey, how are you?
Good. So, dirty talk. As you could imagine, very uncomfortable with the idea of dirty talk, and I very rarely have done it to the point where I can't even really remember a time where I actually did dirty talk per se. Maybe okay, so let's start from the basics.
Well, Debbie teaches a really good class about it, and one of the things that she starts her class with is an icebreaker. So if that would make you guys more comfortable, Debbie, why don't you show them how you start your class with your icebreaker?
All right.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, we've moved our classes to online, so our icebreakers are a little different, but our in-person icebreakers were always super fun because what we would do is we would shout dirty words together. And I found, like, a lot of people are nervous, just like you said. They don't know where to start.
Cock ass! Cock!
Stop.
Cunt! Fuck!
Everybody used to play the penis game, right?
Like Tourette's. It sounds like Tourette's.
Dickhole, clitoris, butt ass!
It's a little more organized than that in a classroom of 30 people.
Oh, okay.
But would you want to shout some dirty words with me? I could tell you what we're going to shout, and then we can shout it together. We won't make them super dirty, but
help.
Okay.
Eat, fart, pube, cock.
I'm very embarrassed, and also group activities. I usually frown upon. Like I hate putting my hand in front of the circle. And like everybody.
Like when you do team building, Tom hates anything team building.
Yeah.
All right,
I hate teams.
Let's shout some dirty words then, Tom.
yeah, you have to rip the Band-Aid off. It's the only way to do it, So let's just start with penis. Let's make it real easy. Let's do penis on 3. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and then when I say 3, we're gonna just shout penis as loud as
Is
we
it
can.
3 after penis or 3 on penis?
After 3, we shout penis.
Okay, gotcha.
But you have to do it loud. You have to do it louder. It doesn't count.
I'll do it loud.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Penis!
Tom didn't say it.
Y'all waited for me.
Well, is anybody using penis in the bedroom?
My wife actually uses penis.
Really?
Yeah, you just spit everywhere.
Oh, he's thinking about penis.
Oh, my God. Put your mask on. Jeez Louise. I can see the particles flying in the air. They're as big as bubbles. They're as big as novelty children's bubbles.
Sorry.
It's like Lawrence
The
Welk in here
COVID's
now.
coming right at your face.
Your wife, she's like, I want to suck your penis.
No, she'll say she'll be like, you want me to play with your penis?
Oh, that's too
play with it.
Yeah, and then I'm like, stick your tongue out. I'm like, suck on the head, make it purple, make it purple.
Come on, stop.
Oh, I'm coming.
Stop,
Oh, God, you
stop.
like that?
No,
you like that big ass cock?
No, come on.
You like that cock in your ass like that? You
No,
like that?
no, what? Calm
Fucking
down.
tight cock in your ass.
No, come on. You go too far, man.
I gotta say, it doesn't seem like Daniel has any issues with it yet.
I do.
We can't even get Tom to say penis yet.
Well, his wife is referring to it as a penis. Like, I'll touch your penis. Like, who's a penis? Like, that's
All right,
so critical.
Maybe Tom is more
what you said
comfortable
is
with
really
slang. Let's
important,
try a slang word.
Okay, yeah. I'm more into the slang.
What did you say?
Yeah, Tom's like, can I eat your jive turkey, motherfucker?
Jeez.
Well, why don't we try a slightly dirtier one? Why don't we try pussy? We'll do pussy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pussy! I'm not the only one who shouted that.
Tom,
that was the worst.
Tom's like.
Okay, I say these words.
Hamina.
Here's the thing, Jackie and Debbie. I say these words all the time and joke and like on the show.
Not in sexy time.
Yeah, but when it gets down to the bedroom and then I'm with my wife, where do you even start? That's where
That's a great question.
Because I feel like going too aggressive or too vocal.
You could make her laugh and then you break the mood. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make her laugh, or it could be shocking and be like, "Oh my God, why are you saying these things?"
That's a great question. He's actually taking it serious now, guys.
Because
I think we shocked him.
It's a good question. It's a really
We
good
shocked
question.
him into submission.
Yeah. Because
It's all the penis yelling.
Yeah, I'm very quiet, like the commander.
Yeah.
Like I'm very.
Oh my
business.
God! You just equated this to
Well, I'm just saying.
Handmaid's Tale.
Hands on the hips,
And,
and I just get the job done.
And blessed to be the fruit to you, sir.
Yeah, I look at the ceiling. Look at my wife's eyes.
Let's use this. Let's switch.
Why
Let's
is she
pivot.
not looking away?
Let's not say commander. Let's say you're quiet like out of the cartoon duo Tom and Jerry. Jerry was a very quiet mouse that never talked.
All right.
See, that's a lot. It's more disarming. It's not commander. It's not Gilead.
It's not raping.
So how do I go from 0 to
The hero?
You want to go to like a 2, right?
Yeah. Like, what's a 2? Where do you start?
Well, one of the things I always suggest, and a part of the class that we do, is actually finding out what your style is. Because there are different styles of dirty talk. Like you said, there are people that are going to call it a penis, and there are people that are going to call it a cock. It depends on who you are and who your partner is, and you're all going to have, you might not even match. You might have different styles. So it's trying to figure out what your styles are. You don't need to be at a 10. A 10 might be too much for you or your partner, and that's okay too. So, figuring it out, I always suggest get to know yourself and get to know your partner through, watching porn together, reading some erotica. Erotica is a good one because you can read other people's dirty words and you don't have to make them up on the spot.
I have to get to know her. that sounds that's a lot of work.
That's stuff you want to know.
What style? Has your wife ever said anything to you during sex that you can remember that you enjoyed?
I guess, God, it's very embarrassing for me.
She's like, "Pump me, Jimmy Buffett." And you're like, "What? What'd you say?"
I guess it would be exciting if she said some of the things that I see in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what? Which movie? Are we talking about Dufresne again?
Give me the Dufresne. Give us an example, a quote.
This town needs an enema. Somebody stop me.
What's the town? Is that the thing? No.
Would you consider yourself more of a dirty talker, or if you like porn kind of talk, you probably like that dirty talk then, right?
Well, I usually can't hear it because I'm in the bathroom and I have to have the volume down because my wife and kids are out there crowing around.
So you're using subtitles. What if she got one of those belts that they used to sell in the trashier malls that's the LED scroll? And what if she wrote her dirty talk on it?
Well, so really more specifically, how would you suggest, what's a good starter for dirty talk?
I got a good one.
Okay.
And let's see if the ladies from Fairville University, see if they agree. This is going to make you uncomfortable, but I'm going to throw it out there. And I think it's closer to a 2 or a 3. If I'm, let's say, going down on my wife, I'll say to her, and I think this is a compliment, I'll be like, "I love going down on you. You taste so good."
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's a great one.
I say you taste so good.
That is a great one.
I say you taste so good. It's that's like a 2 or a 3, right, guys? Am I?
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty
bad.
mild one.
And it's my
a pretty mild one, but it's complimentary.
Yeah, it's complimentary. It's my way of saying I love doing that action. It's like and then she'll say something to me 2 or 3. She'll be like, "Ooh, oh yeah, oh get it, like that."
Oh, she's get it.
Yeah, she wants me to
get it's good.
She wants me to get it. But
I love that.
But there's no dirty words being exchanged here. Is my point.
What does she want you to
they
get?
Her clit. I'm getting the clit.
Get the clit. Daniel, that's a very good point. Dirty talk doesn't have to be dirty words specifically.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
I like that Dan was talking about giving oral sex to his wife. And Tom says, what does she want you to get? Have you done it before?
I've done it, but...
There's an area where you get to
He's
it.
never gotten it.
It's the get it.
Yeah.
And she gives me the get it, and then don't stop.
Don't stop. Get it.
Get it. There's a reason. That rappers say that is because it's
gorillas.
Yeah, that it might be the most accurate oral sex song.
Yep.
Of all time. It's don't stop, get it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking around down there.
Looking around.
I'm like searching. It's like you know those the people that walk through fields arm to arm searching for missing people.
A search party?
That's what I'm doing.
That is not good.
I'm just trying to cover as much.
Hello, baby Jessica, are you out here?
I'm just trying to
say that.
Baby Jessica!
I'm trying to cover as much area as possible.
Don't do that. Ew, that's a mess.
And then at the end of sex, you come back and you're like, we had an unsuccessful day today. Nothing was found.
I did not.
Try again tomorrow.
I did not get it.
Well, we're calling off the search.
So another thing, I know I've heard in the videos and the things, like the girl will ask for the harder. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll tell you.
I don't really get that one.
Strength, and that gives me anxiety because I'm like I'm
giving you the best I can.
I'm doing what I can.
This is as much. I can't
But
go.
see, here's a trick that you can do. And look, I don't work for Fairvilla here, so maybe I'm giving bad advice. But here's a trick: if you can't go harder, just pretend like you are by making noises and grunting, and saying
but you
things to
you
her.
can communicate verbally without actually saying words. Sounds, moaning, all that can totally be
Or maybe
sexy.
a little bit more if you're doing the dog style. You could you could squeeze a little more on the
grab the hips harder.
Grab the hips or squeeze that buttocks or maybe do what I do. I love to pull those butt cheeks apart.
Oh, come on!
And I spit right in their asshole.
No, come on!
And harder doesn't always have to mean harder thrusting
one of those
either.
words that people use when they don't know what else to say sometimes. So sometimes just building your dirty talk vocabulary can get away from just the harder, faster, which, you hear that all the time. It's one of the things you hear in porn, so people just kind of say it.
You could do.
But there's so many more words.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Boom shakalaka.
What is it called when the woman, and it seems like more of a woman to man thing than man to woman, where she's like insulting you while you're doing it, like
I think it's marriage. Is what you're so fat.
No, like just like this is all you got. Like she's like egging you
I had
on.
a girl do that. Yeah, she's like you can't pump me any better than this.
Yeah. Well, is that a style? What style is that? Where it's like there's like a borderline insulting where she's telling you it's not good enough.
That's a whole other kink.
Okay, yeah. What is that?
It's like going to that place where all the waitresses and waiters insult you.
Oh, dicks.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Where they make you wear the hat with the name.
Yeah. Then
so you want to be the dominant one?
No. I don't want any of that.
Who is the dominant one when you guys?
Sounds like Crystal.
I'm the
she's insulting.
I'm the dominant one in our relationship, but lately my wife has reversed the role a little bit, and that actually has made things better because she's having to maybe dirty talk a little more. Because I relate to that, and I'm having to do more like surprise. We've talked about this before with Fairvilla, my love languages and stuff. I'm having to do a little bit more stuff that's not even inside the bedroom to try to do that, to
prime
complete.
The pump.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
So, Jackie and Debbie, I want to ask you. I know that you guys have mentioned before, and certain people that are specialists in this category have talked about like discussing. Like prior to the act, like what you're comfortable with, and like
ooh, that could be fun dirty talk. That's like flirty talk.
No, that's awkward to me. Where
Have you tried it?
We're now having a meeting. It's like
what
I'm
if
gonna
you just leave a note in her?
Yeah, you could
Write it
work it
down.
into sexting. Do sex.
Yeah,
Doing it face to face is weird. It's kind of cool to be like, so what do you think when I say this? Or, you could just check. It's more checking in. See what your partner likes. Communication is sexy in itself. And sometimes just bringing up some dirty topics can make the conversation that is more of a check-in into full-on dirty talk. So, once you start getting those words out, it's hot.
Debbie, you touched on erotica earlier, and I can't recommend that enough as a way to get comfortable with talking dirty. Like, read erotica out loud to each other. That way you're comfortable saying the words, and you can gauge the reaction that someone has to a certain situation or a certain phrase.
Print some erotica.
Easier than trying to create them yourself.
And you don't have to think of it because some people get like really in their own heads and they're just like, I don't know what to say. I feel weird saying it. But reading off a page is so much easier. And then, you'll see if someone's like, ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And then, you can kind of defer to that, when you're playing with your partner and you have to come up with your own stuff. So, totally. Totally a great way to do that.
You look like a kid looking at the pool and you don't know how to swim, but you're going to have to learn.
Well, where do you even find erotica?
Well, Butler's printing some out. We're gonna do some reading.
No.
There's also now on like a lot of the streaming services, they have borderline porn on like Netflix and Hulu right now. I can give you some suggestions.
And there are audio books that are like, seductive novels and, fan fiction that's erotic fan fiction.
We have a lot of erotica at Fair Villa, but another good source for that is literotica.com.
There you go.
It's just a bunch of user-created erotica, and it's never-ending pretty much, and it covers basically any kink you could ever imagine. So it's a good place to explore things without making a commitment.
Tom, you've never
it's also usually short. Shorts are good, and you can do little ones.
You've never texted your wife just out of the blue and been like, I can't wait to see you tonight when I can, hold you in my arms or squeeze your ass or...
She tried to, she does it every once in a while where she texts me and, say something, dirty or...
Like what?
I can't, I don't want to embarrass her, but she'll say something
it's something really bad. I can't wait to eat shit out of the hammock hole. I was like, holy shit. My God, McAfee. Can't wait to have you piss in my mouth.
And murder your neighbor and police. Like, God damn.
That's crazy. I don't know. That's not turning me on. Kind of scared now.
And then I'm always like, I don't want... I look at it and I get shocked every time because it's not something normal. I'm like, oh!
You are such a prude.
And then I turn off. I'm like, oh God.
Well, you turn it on airplane mode? No more.
And then
you don't respond to it?
I don't want because I feel
that's fun.
Because I feel like it's a trap, and if I respond to it, she's like, I was joking. I was joking around.
Terrible.
I was clowning you, goofy. You know what I'm saying? Embarrassed. I don't want to be vulnerable. Because I want to...
We're getting somewhere, ladies.
This is why you can't have intimacy.
Yeah, ladies, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, a breakthrough.
This is a big deal. Yeah, I think we did have a breakthrough.
I don't like feeling like I'm exposed.
I can see that. You're like a mob boss. I'll never sit with your back to the door. I got it.
Right, yeah. Because everybody's always clowning me. I think everything's a joke. If I say something in the bedroom... I feel like she's just going to laugh.
Oh, you think she's going to use it against you?
But
Has she ever clowned you in the bedroom before?
One time she put the.
Why would you want it? Why would you think she would do it now?
Well, maybe she hasn't purposely done it, but I've done some things where.
Oh, what have you done?
Stumbled and bumbled around there.
Yeah. She's like made fun. She's like, your wind did pop up, she'll.
Then you're undoing the vacuum cord around your neck.
Yeah.
We have some erotica for Tom to read. Thank you, sir.
When I'm David Carradining it off the side of the door, she's like, well, who do you think you are?
You want to read...
David Carradine?
Get your nunchucks.
Do you want to read this? Butler printed out two...
It should have been in bold, Butler. You know he can't read.
Two excerpts from a couple of different paperbacks that you can find. And what was the name of that the link you gave, Jackie? I apologize.
Lit Erotica.
Lit Erotica. Or just go to Fair Villa. That's where I would start. I would always start at Fair Villa. Plus, I'm old school. I'd like to actually have a physical copy if I could. Do you want to try this, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, oh God, David, I arched against him. When he moved to my other breast, 2 fingers worked inside me. A little uncomfortable, but nothing I couldn't handle. Not so long as he kept his mouth on me, lavishing my breasts with attention. His thumb rubbed around his sweet spot, and my eyes rolled back into my head so close The strength of what was building was staggering, mind-blowing. My body was going to be blown to dust.
You can't do this.
You're a baby. You're a baby.
You're a child. You can't do this.
You have to do
This
this
gives someone a
sexy
boner.
voice, though.
I don't know. This is ridiculous.
I felt like I was watching it sounded like a special needs old man was reading a shopping list in Publix. That's what it sounded like.
That was the most unsexy.
Yeah, it was like, get salsa, get milk, get some romaine lettuce, get habaneros, get ground turkey, get...
I can't read.
With a little bit of giggles in there.
I didn't even know what we did. He was yeah, like when you hit his thumb rubbed around his sweet spot, you went, his thumb rubbed around a sweet spot.
This is for women, I believe. Is a man reading this and I feel like this is 50 Shades of Grey. Like,
here, let me try.
Okay.
When she saw that he was dissolved with pleasure, she stopped, divining that perhaps if she deprived him now, he might make a gesture towards fulfillment. At first, he made no motion. His sex was quivering, and he was tormented with desire. Marianne grew desperate. She pushed his hand away, took his sex into her mouth again, and with 2 hands, she encircled his sexual parts, caressing him, absorbed in him until he came. He leaned over with gratitude, tenderness, and murmured, "You are the first woman, the first woman, the first woman."
Why did he say that?
Maybe he
we don't know the history of the book. That's just an excerpt.
Maybe he'd never had an orgasm before. That was the first woman who'd ever really made him achieve climax.
And she had to swallow that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To be continued.
I mean,
yeah.
Tom's actually grabbing his car keys and leaving.
I feel like you start getting into the novel sex talk and stuff. It's a little more theatrical than a normal nerd dad and mom can get into. So plus kids are sleeping in the other room. There's like a lot of that. Like at any moment, we're constantly looking down the hallway. Or
you gotta lock the door.
They can pick the locks.
Yeah, close the door first of all.
Well, we lock it now, and Maisie can't. We don't have the old one. We have the one where she'd have to get
update your locks, man.
Yeah, but then our bedroom door has glass. We sprayed the frosting on it.
You are trash.
You sprayed frost.
It looks like
a glass bedroom door.
It looks like Homer's taking out the trash in there. I can't see. What's happening?
I'm done.
It's just a big pink blob.
Honestly, you have a glass bedroom door?
No, it's a bunch of panels. It's all glass panels.
Why?
We'll just put newspaper on it like every other building in Orlando.
We sprayed the sprays of the frosting that you buy at Home Depot.
Well, like for Christmas, the fake snow?
No,
you put fake snow. You are trash.
No, not fake snow, but they make window frosting that you spray there because
I thought about buying that for my bathroom window.
Yeah. We had to, but that was where the idea came from because we had the matching door in our bathroom, and you could
just frost it. Can you draw a palm tree in it?
And the kids, the blinds got broken, so you could see someone shitting in there.
Oh my!
Get a new door.
Yeah, we have to get
okay, guys. What else can we do for dirty talk?
Well, like you were saying that when you read from a book, it's like really theatrical or a lot of like big words. And when we do stuff on our own, we tend to default to the same few. But you can build your vocabulary, and I actually have a fun little project if you want to do it with me. It's kind of like a Mad Lib.
I love Mad Libs.
Yeah.
All right.
So we do this at the end of our classes. We usually have like a little Mad Lib, and I'll just kind of go over just to review kind of what a noun and adjective. I kept it simple for this one. I wrote one up special for you guys.
Nice.
So we're just going to do adjectives, which, as a refresher, it's something that describes something. So like hot, sexy, wet, whatever. And then I'm keeping with that and body parts. So that's all we're going to do for this one. So I'm going to give you what type of word I need, and you're going to give it to me, and then at the end we'll read it out loud.
I love it.
Okay, so we have an adjective. So what adjective should we use?
Greasy.
All right.
Why not? Let's make it wild. Okay, now a body part.
Scrotum.
Scrotum. Okay, now we have another adjective.
Engorged.
That's
Oh,
a
good
one.
one.
Good one.
Wow, he came alive, everybody.
He knows his dirty dog.
Engorged.
Good job. Good answer.
Tom Brown, you've been waiting for this moment. You've been waiting for Fervor Mad Libs.
I feel like everyone was
How long
very
have you been
surprised
waiting
by
to say
that.
engorged?
I splashed water in my face in the bathroom, and I was like, this is your time.
It was just like watching Brady throw his first Tampa pass. He's
Yeah.
like, he got that first completion under his belt.
He said it. When they call you up, don't. This is your one chance. Don't screw it up.
You got to do it. Okay, what's next?
Next is another body part.
Butthole.
Okay. And now we have another body part.
Nips.
Nipple. Okay. And now last one is an adjective.
Burnt.
Burnt?
Burnt.
Oh, no.
Yeah, don't shame kink me.
I like burnt pussies.
Burn them up good. That's
I
the
like,
motto.
I like them crispy.
Yeah. Well done, Dan. That's what they call him. The
Well done, Dan. Yeah.
Okay, so you ready to hear what your Mad Lib is?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right. Here we go. Okay. The feeling of your greasy scrotum against my engorged butthole always sends shivers down my nipple. It's so burnt when you do that to me.
Yeah, you sound like a cool kid. You're like, yo, son, that's so burnt.
I don't know about that one.
Stop trying to make burnt happen.
The writings of a crazy person.
We might want to work on our Mad Libs here.
Oh, son, your pussy's burnt, yo.
Don't leave that paper around. You're going to leave some mysteries. Really, I guess starting slow is the main theme I see here. Like, so someone like me, you should start like subtly with one or two words, maybe, and maybe
You should just start with, I think, awareness.
Any kind of noise from you, I think, would be an improvement.
Like if you looked at your wife and you're like, "Hey, titties," I think that would be enough.
Okay, well, let's talk about that real quick, and maybe we can kind of wrap it up with this. The noises. They give me a lot of shit around here for not making noise during sex. I've made the comment that I'm quiet. It's not loud at all.
It isn't fair that we make fun of you.
But
and it's not nice.
Should I make some audible noise?
Still here.
Yes, audible noise is super important. It's a great way to communicate with your partner and let them know.
Like
But if you're not comfortable, you don't have to.
I like you going at it and you're like, not it.
But like the pleasure noises or like work noises?
What do you mean work noises?
Whatever comes natural. Don't suppress anything, but don't fake anything either. Don't be embarrassed about the noises you naturally make, but don't try to fake them to make someone else happy.
Don't
You do
overthink
what
it.
feels comfortable.
It's like the beat from Just Eat It with the Weird Al.
Oh, my God.
Start breakdancing in the middle of it.
I do the fart sounds from Eat It. Weird Al's Eat It. And she's like, turns around, and you doing Weird Al's Eat It?
I want to eat it. I want to eat it.
It's Just Eat It. So
He got so mad because you got the lyrics wrong to a
Just
Weird
eat it,
Al
you
song.
idiot. You know what? You're fired. I'm buying you out.
So, okay, what I have the biggest problem with, and what I don't like in old 70s pornos and like 80s pornos.
Why are you watching those?
Because classic and vintage comes up every once in a while, and I like it for whatever reason. I think it's because the first pornos I watched.
We're making another breakthrough, ladies.
So psychologically, I think because that was the first porno I watched, like I gravitate towards like 80s and porno, 70s
Oddly enough,
pornos.
I do too.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'll be real with you. I bet
That's what I was exposed to.
I bet you if you go through a lot of men, and this is good for Jackie and Debbie too. Maybe this could be another topic another time. I bet you if you did a cross section of men and women, but as men being
It's kind of like music, right?
Yeah.
When you the stuff you liked in high school.
You nailed it. I think because Christy Canyon,
the first
there
porno,
will never be anybody better in my eyes as a porn star than Christy Canyon because she was one of the first I saw. She came to town. I actually got to see her one time when I was aging out of like when you'd hide your porn. Now it's just like, you're an adult.
Yeah.
And she'll always have a special place in my heart. So if she happens to come up in the mix, she's gonna get watched.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Also, during a time where, like, when they did taboo stuff, they actually try to cast, like, people that look like brother or sister, or, like, this could possibly be your mom. Nowadays, it's like, wait a minute. this person's
same age as you or younger.
It's Asian, and you're a white mom. There's different.
It's
all... So, and I think this scarred me, and this made me not like this, because those in the 70s and 80s, when the guy climaxed at the end, they would show a tight shot of his face. And then
Juan just mentioned that in the Twitch chat.
And he would make, like, he would be like, oh. And, and I'd be like, God damn, I don't like that. I don't want, like, I don't want to see the guys.
I don't think anybody
You don't
did.
want to see this? Like, hold on, I'll do it. It's like,
yeah, it's too animated.
Yeah, it's also, it's creepy and gross, and I don't want to see it. And I think that scarred me and made me, so at the end, I don't make nothing. It's like I always.
What, you think you're on camera?
I equate it to holding.
You don't want to be that guy.
It's like I'm holding in a sneeze. That's what I like. Yeah, it's a dad burp at the end. I don't like to do the super animated pleasure.
Why don't you just close your eyes?
No. Eyes wide open. Wide open, hold the sneeze in.
Stare at the wall.
Yeah. So
what's your wife doing? I mean, you don't give up her business. So what's she doing? Is she the same thing? Is she quiet
He's
too?
not looking at her.
Or is it dead silent in there? Like, could I walk in there?
Mad.
Could I walk in there, wash my hands in your bathroom, and walk out without even knowing anything's going on?
I mean, well, if you didn't look over.
No, I mean, if it's pitch black and I'm just walking through, it's just quiet.
Just by sound.
Yeah, you'd be like, that person's fluffing his pillow a little bit. So, do you guys like when the guy shows his O-face as a pleasure at the end when he's finishing, or is that creepy out too?
I don't think there's anything creepy about it. I think if you're
No,
being
I don't think so
yourself,
either.
it's fine.
I like
movies still
to see the
wrap.
natural reaction.
Yeah, it's natural. I think you have to keep in mind, porn is not real. And, like, anything you see in porn is never going to be 100% real, including those faces. It's overdone.
Here's why I think it's not natural, because I bet they don't do that while they jack off. You see what I'm saying? Like,
No.
So they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not jacking it and being like, oh, like, they're quiet. So they're like,
growling like a bear.
So that's an orgasm, and the same thing.
Have you ever done that, though? I have.
No,
there have been times when I'm like, oh, it feels. I'm like, oh!
No, you make it sound that loud? No.
Yeah.
I've never.
But I think it just comes down to people are going to be more vocal or less vocal.
I've never made any sound. I mean, nothing.
Wow, that's weird, man.
Like, well, because you have to audibly.
You've never even been like, and that was good. Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I just find it hard to believe there's no noise whatsoever.
Well, you know, sometimes I'm like out of breath or whatever. Like, I may
panting, breathing heavy, kind of thing.
Exasperated.
But I'm never like,
oh my Lanta.
I'm not making like a loud. It's goofy to me. Like, I don't know. It goes back to those 70s pornos. I'm like, oh, why? I don't. No one to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gotcha.
So
I think we did a lot of bad here, ladies. What do you think?
Yeah. So
I do want to take time to say that during our class, it's not this silly or judgy. We are very open, and it is a safe space where you can explore your dirty talk in a safe place.
No matter what you're
because we know you guys can roll with the punches.
Or talk.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll judge each other in here and tear ourselves apart.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's not what you guys do. Fairfield University, when you go in there, you know, you're going to get instructed and told, applicable techniques that you can apply to your own life, as crazy as you want to be or as mild as you want to be. I mean, they have the solution for you.
You know what I thought? I thought I'd be at a lot more sex retreats when I was an adult. Like, I used to see those in, like, HBO. Remember, like, as a kid?
Real sex.
Real sex.
Yeah.
Real sex.
And there would be a bunch of couples at a sex retreat, and there'd be, like,
There's always some, like...
a pretty hot, like, yoga instructor-looking lady that's, like, older, but she's still, like...
She just takes her sarong off and gently places your hand on her pubes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then all the couples
I saw that episode.
Yeah.
they're sitting Indian style with their spouses, and then they, like, all start having some sort of they're doing like cunnilingus.
You can see how beneficial this therapeutic massage is. Now gently hold his cock.
Yeah. And then a guy that looks like the actor from Dirty Debutantes, that nerd with the glasses, the black ponytail. I don't know what that guy's name is, but Ed Powers, I think.
No, he's the bad guy.
Some guy like Ed Powers. He's like eating his old lady out on a bamboo floor in the middle of who knows where. And I'm like, I thought I'd be going to a lot more of those. Like, I thought everybody did that as an adult.
I always get embarrassed when I think that there's
There's some people who do.
Yeah, there are people that do that, but I
but it's
look
not
at
as
these couple
prevalent as I
retreats
thought.
and I go, my God, they're in a tropical paradise. Then when you grow up, you realize it's just Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like it is. It's just,
and it's not even the good part of Melbourne.
Yeah, it's
not even
tropical.
Melbourne Beach. It's inland Melbourne.
But they could trick you, you know, like because Florida is pretty tropical, but you can get tricked in pretty easily.
Yeah. Just because there's some palm trees out the window doesn't mean you're
I'm
in
a
the
mark though. I'm a
paradise.
mark.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for helping us a little bit. And when can our listeners or people that are hearing this right now sign up for classes and get some benefits from you guys?
They can sign up right now. Talk Dirty to Me is going to be August 6th, and we still have some tickets available for that. You can go to fairvilla.com and just click on the education tab and see a list of all of our upcoming classes. We have the Talk Dirty to Me coming up. We have BDSM, Bondage and Rope, The Secret Art of Oral, and Tantra for the rest of the month.
There you go.
All right,
And the oral class is a blowjob class. That's a really
It's
popular
so
class.
fun. It's a bring your own banana class.
Let's talk about that.
BYOB.
Okay, so let's talk about the blowjob real quick, Debbie, because and we'll end with this. What's the biggest thing that you've seen women do? Because I do think that women are like men in the fact that they learned how to give a blowjob when they were in high school or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just stuck with that technique for the next 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't try to change it up because it doesn't seem like.
Well, you gotta communicate.
At least my wife. I don't see any difference between I got 20 years of the same blowjob.
Well, is there anything you want different that she?
Have you given her any feedback?
No, never.
Communication.
You got to fill out a comment card.
But I don't know what to even tell her.
Survey.
Yeah, but you got to fill it out anonymous. Don't
You
put
tell
your
her to
name
come to
on
our
it.
class.
If you put your name on it, she'll fucking know who said it. You got to write use too much teeth and slide it in there. Write Jerry on it.
I know you're not I don't know what she says. Like you want me to do anything different? Like I don't know. Like I don't know anything about blowjobs.
That's true because Tom
Surprise
only had
me.
one
Say surprise
person
me.
give him a blowjob, so he doesn't know any different.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he
It
doesn't
just-
have anything to
Well,
compare
then
it
he
to.
should come to the class too. Cause,
Yeah, send him to the
that's the cool
blowjob
thing is
class.
the class is open to everyone, and we get couples that come in, and guys will be like, "I don't know why I'm here. I'm not giving blowjobs." And I'm like, "But now you see what you want, and you know what to ask for because you now see it, and you're like, that looks good. That looks great."
What's the one thing that people can change and technique-wise that makes it significantly better? Because I think I've been getting the standard
It's subjective
for a long time.
Debbie, can I take this one?
I think people
go for it.
People do some aggressive things I've seen on the movies.
I've seen in the movies.
Gagging and there's all types of dual hands.
There's no one answer to that because the key is communication. Communicating with your partner and figuring out what it is that he or she likes or they like.
Yep.
But
because
Exactly. And
what
remember,
might
everyone's
be good for
different.
you is not
What works
necessarily
for
good
one
for
person
somebody
won't
else.
Yeah. It depends on what you like. I know just for
So you got to figure that out.
the little bit of talking that we have, I would say, if I'm just coming off the top of my head, your wife should use a blow dryer to dry the inside of her mouth completely out.
Oh my God.
Because
Dry.
You like it like you're rubbing two pieces of computer paper together. It's just,
There's a Sahara down there.
yeah, you like it dry.
It's too wet. Dry it out.
Sandpapery.
I get my pancake compressor, blow some air in there.
blow the water off of it.
Like in America's Funniest Home Videos when they use the compressor and they blow their cheek and mouth of it, and you know what I'm saying? Like in the they use like a leaf blower and it's like
yeah,
and their cheeks.
That's what you like.
Yeah, not dry.
Leaf blower dry.
Anyway, sorry. I felt compelled to apologize.
Sorry for the old leaf blower blowjob thing.
And the good thing about your class in Fairville University is that it's virtual now. So if you are like me and you're kind of embarrassed to go to a place, you can do it all through your computer now.
And we don't turn on the cameras, so we're not going to know who you are.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can put your name as whatever. Like, I happen to know that if you pop in there and you see Castleberry Batman, guess who that is?
Don't tell my screen.
Just guess who that is. Yeah.
Now I got to go with Castleberry Batman 69.
Absolutely. It's completely incognito if you want to be. So that's a really good point, because the classes are definitely for people who are really comfortable. And it's, when you're online, you could be anybody. So you could be do it as much as you want. You don't even have, at the classes in store, we have you do it on a banana. You could have a dildo right there in your living room doing it, and we won't know. So you could make it a lot more fun if
you
you're.
should make this a date night, Tom.
Yeah,
I think
should.
it would actually help you guys.
100%.
And since you're so worried about being silly or whatever, being anonymous, that might actually help
And
you
you
guys.
send the kids to your mom's house, and you sit in the middle of your living room with you, your wife,
And
a
a
laptop,
banana.
and a banana.
Yeah.
Get the chopping. That's what I say.
Is there
Castleberry Batman rides again.
Is there a preference? All my bananas are all brown.
Hey.
Do you want a brand new ripe green
They
hard
don't have
banana?
their cameras on.
Oh, okay, yeah. Also,
I would imagine it's easier to suck a green banana than a dirty brown banana.
Yeah, it's less mushy. Less mushy for sure.
A banana is, if you're learning on something that's equivalent to your husband, a little
You can
big.
get the little banana.
Yeah. I need a miniature Florida bananas, the ones that you can't eat.
Yeah. Giant's fingers, they're called.
Yeah. Because I feel like if you're working with a banana, I'm like, my God,
Get it organic. It's smaller.
All right. Jackie, Debbie, we appreciate it. Fairville University. The class is August 6th, and there's a bunch of other classes as well.
Indeed. Fairvilla. It's fairvilla.com, correct?
Yeah, fairvilla.com, and click on the education tab, or search for us on Eventbrite.
Yep, they got a
That's
brand
the
new.
easiest two ways.
Yeah, Eventbrite, super easy, and brand new website. You can go there and check it all out. Hey, thank you guys so much for giving us the time, and hopefully you'll see some of us in your classes.
Thank you so much.
Love it.
Yep, see you guys.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.
That is Debbie and Jackie from Fairvilla, two of our good buddies, and we embarrassed ourselves pretty good.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do, Tom.
Yeah. That's. I feel like just so tired.
It's a lot to do down there.
Yeah. Like now I'm relearning something. I learned when
maybe
20
you do
years
it
ago.
fine.
Maybe
sometimes I
maybe
sit
it's
in bed
better
and
than
think
you
about it. Yeah, I think it is better than we think. It's like it's kind of like I feel like with people. Like when you go on Facebook, when we talk to you, you exaggerate it. You're always going for the joke. But in real life, it's probably a lot less,
I don't know, because just from hearing your stories and Samantha.
Well, Samantha,
Butler's
I think is.
Butler's like me, though.
I think he's worse than you.
Yeah.
I mean, at least your wife's soapy butt. I mean, there's
think-
signs there that
She's
there's
trying
something
a little
crazy
more.
good there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you're the freak of the show, probably followed by me, and then
Yeah.
Butler's last place.
Yeah.
That guy.
I
He's
think
still
Chopper's
using condoms. He chops his condoms off.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. He's doing something.
No, afterwards.
He's not doing anything crazy, right? Like I think I'm crazier than Butler in the bedroom.
He's too high, right?
Yeah. He's too high. He gets distracted too easy.
How much less crazy can you get than you, though?
I think you can get way less crazy because like
I haven't heard anything even.
Who do you think is
I don't even
crazier,
know.
Butler or Tom?
I think they're probably even. Well, for sure, Butler has in the past, right? Because he's been with more than one woman, so he's had different experiences. Who knows what he's done before his wife?
Yeah,
he wasn't.
that's
Maybe he
true.
wasn't doing the condoms.
But he was young and he was.
That's the best time. What are you talking about?
but
That's
a
the best
young
time.
Sailing
Yeah,
catamarans.
he's a
and-
young, distracted chopper. I don't think he.
I think he was chopping things down.
Yeah, but sometimes you're more into the party than you are even the chopping,
And
the girl chopping.
He was Fat Butler at one point.
Yeah, I never hear Butler like say anything horny or anything.
No.
Like he's not a horny.
He's the Morrissey of our show.
Yeah, like have you ever heard him?
I'm just trying to say things to see if he's still in there.
Because there's some guys that run hot, like
Yeah,
Daniel,
I got him always horny,
like
yeah.
it's
bad.
And there's some people that are just sexually they're just hotter than others.
Yeah.
And Butler never. He's like attractive girl walk. He's never one to make a
Bullshit.
comment.
No, I've seen him do that.
Remember when I walked outside and the girl with her tits was out? How fast he ran out that damn door?
But that's a little bit chopper too.
Yeah. That's car accident, tits out. He runs.
Yeah, either way, he's running for it. He's like a really bad attorney. He's like, car accident or tits out, I'll run to you. Chopper attorneys.
Explosions on the internet. He's the first to see them.
Car accident, explosions, dog taking a shit and you're not bagging it. Are your tits out? Chopper law. I'll run to you. No matter where you are, I'll start running. If I can't get there, I'll collapse. Chopper law.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.